seconds because this computer's old. There we go, and we's live. And nobody's here yet. Okay, so we can. All right, everybody. Welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chic. If you're catching us in the replay, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Tonight's guest, for those of you who are regulars here, hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Michelle, yeah, I have to give her a wrench because she's going to be one of my new Troll Patrol people. Yeah, she's going to.
Patrol.
Troll Patrol, yes. Hey, Michelle, good to have you along. So, anyways, for those of you who are new or catching in the replay, we are a commentary channel. Although once in a while I do my attempts at comedy, and yes, sometimes we get downright petty. Overall, we try to have fun here. We try to have fun here. And for those of you who have been here before, my next guest, who has been with me, who has been a guest on this channel, she's no stranger, Nova Reii.
What's going on, everybody? What up, what up, what up?
Hey, searching for keys. Hey, good.
What's going on, searching for keys?
All right. So we're going to be... Yes, Michelle, you got promoted. Oh, you did, Snags. Yeah, I know. He's covering MFW again. Yeah. We're taking a break from MFW and Hater Nation tonight because we're going to talk about another important topic. It's not just spoiled-ass celebrities or gossiping about celebrities, but this, to me, kind of has it poses the question, it's kind of over a societal thing, like privilege, things like privilege. All in, you know how much money you have, and the lack of fairness. Hey, RBF, good to have you.
What's going on, RBF?
Can you see the chat at all, Nova?
Yeah, I can see the chat.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you feel free to address them anytime you want. She is so privileged, it's gross. Yeah. So this is an overarching theme to me. I remember the first thing that came to my mind when I heard this. Do you know how many kids? I mean, you would know this better because I think you grew. I don't know what kind of socioeconomic background you grew up with, but I'm sure you are familiar at least.
I was poor.
Okay. I didn't want to assume. I thought you grew up poor.
I definitely did.
I certainly didn't want to assume live. But either way, since I know you well, and I thought, this is something you'd like to talk about, and it's, and I thought this would be
my wheelhouse.
I thought this would be right up your alley. So I thought, okay, it's kind of last minute, but maybe she's available, and this is kind of, you're up your alley, and she'll go for it. And go for it, you did. So we're glad to have you. We's glad to have you. But yeah, there is an overarching thing, and that is, I mean, you like you said, I grew up middle class. You grew up, in the West End of Montreal, but you grew up po, as you pointed.
I was po.
It was po. but and I'm sure you probably ran into kids you grew up with who were trying hard in school to try to get a better education by either trying, maybe even whether it was trying for scholarships or working different part-time jobs to try to get money to go to school, and and then they try hard and it doesn't work out for them. Usually it's financial, rather than grades. And then yet you see celebrities. I mean, let's face it, Olivia Jade and her mom, Lori Loughlin, better known as Aunt Becky from Full House. I mean, they're not the only one. Felicity Huffman was another one. She was better known for being on Desperate Housewives. But here, lo and behold, you have celebrities. And somebody like Olivia Jade, who was also is maybe trying to get back into YouTube, who is on the record for saying she only liked school for partying and she didn't really care about classes. And she gets in, with a Photoshop picture of her in a rower when she doesn't row.
Right. She lived a very privileged life, clearly. Um, she, I guess, personified what people would think is wrong with uh, I don't know if I would call it capitalism, but I guess the current the current gap in the socioeconomic classes, and it widening. She sort of personifies why that's a problem, I guess, if I had to articulate it.
Yeah, exactly. And so lo and behold, I don't know if she's trying to seek redemption for herself or she's desperately trying to
Hmm.
not waste her youthful good looks. I don't know. But it's certainly a case of entitled these people, like not only being so privileged or being famous celebrities or the children of celebrities, but it's like totally entitled to their entitlements,
Hmm.
you know?
Wait, repeat that. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm sorry. It's more than privilege. It's more than celebrity. It's more than money. It's more the attitude of I'm entitled to my entitlements. God damn it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with just relativity. You know what I mean? So if you're looking at a person who, in the interview that she did, the Red Table Talk, you sort of get to see where there's some people who are just completely disconnected from other parts of society where they don't realize, how they are entitled. They don't realize that because that's just sort of the norm, and when they have to reach outside of that and see that, then it's like, oh, I didn't realize that. And I see it even when I advocate in like the school system. um and I'll talk to people from another part of the district who are, so like the district that I do a lot of advocacy in, some of it are district schools of parents that are well off, and then others are schools that are in hoods, in ghettos, so to speak. And when we talk about like school choice and things like that, you get to really understand that mentality, because
Yeah.
even the children don't realize. To them, it's like, oh well, if the kids just did better, they get into a better school. If they just did this, they would get it. It's that pick yourself up by your bootstrap thought process, and they're taught that, so then they don't even realize the flaw in that, and no fault to them. But this shows you sort of like how there's a very narrow way to think about these things.
Yeah, and I was thinking about, with the whole thing, like Olivia Jade and her sister, who clearly, are so privileged to the point where they don't care.
Hmm.
Like they openly, like at least Olivia Jade, she opened saying she was perfectly open in saying she couldn't care less about going to class.
Hmm.
She only wanted to party. And
Right.
talk about wow, and just think, she could have taken the space of another kid who was actually trying hard to better themselves and wanted to get into a good school and was making all kinds of sacrifices. And their parents probably were too, but they didn't get in because she got their spot.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, what we have here in America is also like, we have, I don't know if you guys have it in Canada, but we have what's called, I believe, legacy admission as well. So like if your parents graduated from the school, you can then be in that school. So it's almost like, some people will say it's the affirmative action for rich people, right? So the kid doesn't have the great school, the great how do you call it, grades or anything like that, they can still be a part of the school because of their parents having been a part of that school. So it's like, oh shit, I forgot my train of thought just now. Oh my god, I hate
That's
when that
okay.
happens.
Happens to
You
me a
can go
lot.
ahead. Huh?
Happens to me a lot. I'm going to address the chat for a second
Sure.
because I haven't greeted them officially. So Michelle and Rusting Bitch Face, Searching for Keys,
What's
Anti-Apocalypse.
going on, anti-apocalypse?
Yeah, Anti-Apocalypse. So this is great. So yeah, so let's see what they're saying. Um, they don't have free college in Canada. No, we don't. Searching for Keys. No, you kind of have to get financial aid or scholarship. Okay. Oh, Michelle already covered that. Michelle is a fellow Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah, she is. She's fellow Canadian. She was one of the biggest YouTube influencers a few years ago. So I hear, searching for keys. So I hear. Oh, okay. Did you hear an echo somewhere?
Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, don't apologize. I thought I was imagining things. Yeah. How did the school not notice she wasn't even on the rowing team? Bribery, searching for keys. They're paid to look the other way, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. I
Bribery.
mean, it's what's funny is like that right there, like that legacy emissions, those type of things, is what everybody thinks affirmative action is, right? So a lot of people have issues with affirmative action because they
Yep.
think, oh, somebody's getting a spot that they don't really deserve. When the reality is that it also happens with very rich children. It also happens with, you know, um, I think the difference there though is that a person who gets into school, with affirmative action, but because of affirmative action, is going to work it because they wouldn't have gotten there otherwise, as opposed to a kid who got there because their family is rich and they may squander it the way that we saw her, do it in the way, and they're treated as if it isn't important because it was handed to them.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Okay. And here's the thing. Um, apparently she even they like the whole payment thing. She needed help to do the essay portion, to write the essay portion of the application. And right there, if she can't handle writing an essay, whatever the topic is given by USC admissions, if she can't handle the essay portion, or she has trouble filling out the application forms,
Mm-hmm.
already that's an indication perhaps she shouldn't be going there.
Yeah, I mean, so a huge indication, but that's that's sort of one of the problems with our system that we have right now, where the money speaks louder than anything else, and you know, and then you see instances like this where that is a spot that another kid could have had, that another kid who could have been brilliant and just didn't have the opportunity, and it was taken by someone who could care less, quite frankly. But on the flip side, one of the I mean, on the flip side, a lot of these schools take big donations from these rich people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they're able to function and do the things that they're able to do because of these huge donations. So it's like a what is it called? A quid pro quo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of thing.
Right. Amber Lily says USC kids are so rich. The school is right outside of downtown LA in a not so hot neighborhood, but they have their own village and it's gorgeous. Really? I want to go. I can't wait to go to LA. I'm really looking forward to that.
Resting bitch face. Hang on if I scroll up a bit. Resting bitch face. That's what angers me the most. My son is being recruited by several Ivy League schools. The thought of some entitled child stealing a scholarship from him is infuriating. Yep.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, it is infuriating. Although I think that he will be kind of solidified. The people who are doing this, like, they're not really taking scholarships, but they're just getting them in the door. You know what I mean? So I hope that that doesn't affect their kid, because I'd be pissed off too. Like, there's a lot of us who cannot afford to, you know, send the kids to school full time, at least not right now. So you would hope that their hard work can get them in the door and get them what they need so that they can thrive in that environment. And when you see kids who don't even really want to be there, or you know their parents are paying them through, it is disheartening. But in America, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Like here, yeah, Amber Lynn. Oh, we already we already watched Amber Lily. I've met a lot of USC kids, and
Mhm.
honestly, you'd be surprised they even got in. Lots of privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not surprised, and I'm sure it's a lot of celebrities' kids, from Beverly Hills or what from
Hmm.
Beverly Hills. Bel Air, speaking of Bel Air, the ex-wife of, anyways, fast forward to last week, was it? For those of you who don't know what Red Table Talk is, it is a Facebook broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
which it's hosted by Jada Pinkett Smith. Her mom, Adrian, I forget her last name. Do you know her last name?
No.
I only remember his mom's first name is Adrian.
I call her Mama Jada. Mama Jada.
Mama Jada. Mama Jada. Yeah, and Jada's daughter, Jada and Will Smith's daughter, Willow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hosted by them. And apparently, you said you watched it, huh?
Yes, I did. I think I missed like 5 minutes of it towards the end, but I did watch it. Mm-hmm.
So from what I gathered, Jada Pinkett Smith was of the opinion, let's give the girl another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Adrian is like, no, absolutely not. And Willow was somewhere in between the two.
Right, Willow was being a free spirit, which I'm always here for Willow's attitude. I love her attitude, but yeah, I mean, I think what the mom was saying really was more so that, look, she's a rich girl. She got into, they had a dark moment, but with everything going on in the world, are we really gonna preoccupy our time with this? And I get that. I mean, I understand, like, look, there's a lot of things going on right now, and I don't know that you or your parents having to serve a couple of months in jail is really worth having an entire conversation about it, especially when for that same infraction you have people in other parts of the country, or not even the same infraction, actually even more of a dire circumstance, you have people serving real jail time. Like, I pulled up an article where there was a black woman who ended up getting sentenced to be like 5 years in jail because she falsified where they live so that the kid could get into a better school district.
I remember that.
Right. So you have things like that going on, and then your mother, who's rich, paid your way into school and gets a couple of months in jail. The mom is like, look, I don't see why we're even having this conversation. You'll be fine. You're rich. And to some degree, I understand that. I understand that coming from a person who, is not rich, feeling like, well, okay, so what? Like, okay, they figured it out. Your mom's is gonna spend a couple months in jail. She'll be fine. You guys are still rich, whatever. But I also think that um the Olivia was coming to the table with more of a, I didn't realize that
Yeah.
I was as privileged as I am. And I didn't realize the broader scope, like, the macro in it. I just thought, oh, what's the problem? And I thought that was a good conversation to have. Because I think that to tie it into everything, I think that in most cases, a lot of messages get lost in translation. So when
Yeah.
you're talking about, I have this perspective because of where I come from. I come from, you know, Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean? Like I grew up poor. Like I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth or nothing like that. So
Sure.
I'm gonna have a certain perspective. But then when I talk to someone who didn't grow up that way, and I get to hear their perspective, then it helps to not demonize the person and sort of find a nuance and understand each other. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
That was a lot. Sorry.
that is a good contrast you brought up. That lady, that black lady who was poor, who falsified addresses so she could get her child into a better school. Now, from what I understand, I mean, of course, it would be obvious she's serving obviously much harder time than Aunt Becky is.
Yep.
Because Aunt Becky is Aunt Becky. And Aunt Becky only got a couple of months, probably in a nice cushy club bed somewhere. And she's going to be out by Christmas.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. And you look at it and go, okay, well, do I think that, and this is to speak to the broader problem of the education system in America. I'm just going to speak to, specifically America right now. When you look at people having to falsify documentation so that their kid is going to a better school, a school that's, um, funded appropriately, a school that has opportunity, a school where there isn't drug dealing outside, where they have books and all that other stuff. When you
Sure.
look at a person having to serve time because they went and falsified documents so that their kid doesn't have to go to that school, there's a huge problem in America. And then you go on the opposite side of it and you go, this person is serving time because they paid for their kid to get into a school that otherwise should be free. Now, call me a socialist, but I do believe that there are certain things that we should have, and education is one of them. And so it speaks to a much broader problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so here she is. She comes on to Red Table, and I'm sure, let's remember Adrian, that's Jada's mother. She was really not keen on having Miss Olivia at her table.
No,
She was not keen on it.
no, she wasn't.
Yeah, I can just imagine the family discussion that occurred with the three women, the three ladies, three generations.
Yeah.
And the youngest one shall be the voice of reason, somewhere being in between the two. But yeah, and it's true. It's true. Somebody mentioned Willow has got a lot of privilege. True. Yeah, this is true. But I don't think the Smith family tried to bribe a college admissions office either to try to get Willow or Jaden in.
Yeah, but I think that she has. I think that's probably where she's coming from as well. I think that she understands that, like Willow understands that, and probably to a degree, her mother gets it. I'm sure they understand that. I think when we're talking about the privilege, it branches off into other sorts of privilege. So you have like economic privilege, which is like, you know, the economic privilege is just what it is. But then you also have other types of privilege that are like really pervasive in our society. And when you look at that, the what we just spoke about, the lady falsifying the records happened to be a black woman. These people pay their kids to get into school. Same sort of crime. Very different sentences. I mean, they got like a couple of months. This lady gets 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, good.
She may have economic privilege, but I think that the broader picture is, where we're at in society, education wise, and also how this same crime would have applied to different types of people.
Absolutely, and so here's the thing, and we must remember when the scandal first hit, Olivia Jade's channel took a hit. She had a lot of endorsements, a lot of sponsorships, and they all dropped her like a hot potato once the scandal came out, and that's usually what tends to happen. You got to remember also, despite the fact that she might be of majority age, she does ride her parents' coattails. And if there was anything this scandal could also say, she does ride her parents' coattails. I mean, when she first started her YouTube channel, she brought her mama, Aunt Becky, on, to get clout.
I can't say I blame her.
No. You gotta YouTube is one thing, YouTube is one thing, but trying to get in, but falsifying an application or bribery to get into a university is quite another, that should never, that should not be condoned, obviously, largely because, a kid from a less privileged, whose only fault is coming from a home that is less privileged, but is trying hard, and him and her and the family are likely making sacrifices so they could go to a good school, so they can potentially have a better life. They don't get that coveted spot because someone like a celebrity's kid who is not disturbing. Well, it is disturbing too, but deserving. Deserving is the word I'm looking for,
That's why it should all be free.
Pardon me?
That's why it should all be free.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. It should be free, but it's, but she, and then but basically now she wants to come back to YouTube. She wants to She wants back her reign, if you will, as an influencer. And that was largely part of her motivation for going on the Red Table Talk,
Mm-hmm.
and personally, while she might realize that she's privileged now, I have to wonder, is she sincere?
Well, do I think she was sincere?
Yeah.
I don't know how sincere she can be without experience. So I think that at the very basic level, maybe she was sincere. Maybe to some degree she did realize that uh she was in an extremely privileged position and that what was done was wrong. But do I think that I don't know how to gauge sincerity, I guess you could say. I think that she's as sincere as she can be, given her place in society, given where she's always probably been in society. And so I think that to some degree she can look at it and acknowledge her privilege. But I mean, yeah, like I don't necessarily know how to gauge it because, or let me not say that. I don't know what metric I would use on how to measure how sincere she was, because I don't know that I can expect, as and she's never gonna understand it the way a person like me understands it, right?
No,
And although you will want someone to, that only comes from experience. That only comes from looking, and really looking at this sort of information and living it, right? And
exactly.
so, I think for to some degree she was sincere. I don't think she should be ostracized forever because of something that her parents did. I think that um, you know, they made a mistake. They're gonna serve whatever time that they have to serve for it. If we're mad about what kind of time their parents are serving, then the broader point is our justice system, and that needs to be addressed. They're
Yeah.
playing the game, and if they couldn't play it, then they wouldn't. But the fact is that we've created a system that they're able to play like that. So we have to look at the system. There's just a byproduct what happened with them.
Hey, Lauren, good to have you.
What up, Lauren?
And I forgot to greet you making bacon pancakes. I don't know if you're still here. Hey, Linda B.
What up, Linda?
Oh, some new people are coming in. Yeah, cool. I agree. It's kind of anti-apocalypse. I always like what anti-apocalypse. It's kind of interesting to hear what people's perception of the academy from the outside looking in is. If you knew what some of the real issues in top tier international unis, she means university,
Hmm.
are, you'd be shocked. I'm sure I would be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of this shit runs really, really deep, man. And we can only scratch the surface on what, you know, uh, our perspective is when it comes to the problem with society. For me, though, I think that at the very least, it should all be accessible to everyone. I mean, we're talking like, even if we're just talking like a 2-year degree or something like that, it should be accessible to everyone. And then past that, it could be on a
Yeah.
school. I don't
Oh,
know.
no, I agree. I think post-secondary education should be free too. And there have been numerous demonstrations, especially in my province, to try to get that.
Hmm.
To no avail, of course. Lauren,
It's a lucrative business.
hang on a second. Anti-apocalypse said, Lauren, you got a vaccine for the rhonositis?
Lauren, you got that vaccine, baby?
Yeah,
How
we
you
were.
feel? How you feel?
Lauren, yeah, that's the first question. Yeah. Annie, I just signed up to get my first shot on Friday. The second, roughly 3 weeks later. Okay, well, we wish you the best with that, and
Yeah, definitely.
you'll have to let us know how that turned out, like side effects.
Hell yeah. I want
Yeah,
to know.
but congratulations, Lauren. Oh, Lauren, I
Thank-
think said she works in healthcare, though. I think, right? So
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
yeah,
That makes sense. It makes sense that you will be. I mean, I think anyone who works in healthcare, whatever, they should be the first in line. The rest of us could sit our asses in the house until it's time.
Michelle, This is why I made Michelle one of my newest mods. She always tries to keep me out of trouble. I love you, Michelle. I do love you, Michelle. She always tries to keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like when I go into Twitter jail one week. It's like, God. And then watch while you talk. She says, hey, YouTube police talking about the certain beer. Beer, meaning you know what.
Mm-hmm.
As Belinda would say, the Ronasitis.
The Ronasitis. I call it the 19.
The 19, hey, that's cool. Hey, Green Gypsy Bird. Thank you. Yes, let's quickly get the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show out of the way, if you're okay with that. Because Michelle won't forgive me if I don't. Because it's Michelle's favorite part of the show.
Oh, look, I like when people help themselves. So go ahead, do what you got to do.
What was it somebody told me? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Sure. Squeaky wheel don't get oiled. I mean, no, squeaky wheel gets oiled. I'm sorry.
Michelle just put up a police car. Yeah. Michelle would never forgive me if we didn't get the e-begging portion out of the show. The obnoxious e-begging portion. Okay, as you can see on the screen, thank you, Mad Hatters. Mad Hatters. That's the name of the channel members. If you want to become a Mad Hatter, you may click the join. You can access the join button through the super chat button, or you can hit it right next to the subscribe button under the video. Apparently there is an issue with join on some mobile phones. So I'm trying to figure that out, how to help you. I believe it's iPhone that's the problem. Android, apparently there's no issue, but I could be wrong. But anyways, if you wish to become a Mad Hatter, unlike MFW, who charges $24.99 per month just to get abused by her, here we're nice, cool people who have fun, and the monthly membership is very affordable. If you wish for one-time donation, I have PayPal. Okay, and please rest assured, any of your information, if you're donating through PayPal, any of your information, I will never, ever give it away. I will keep it private. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Yes. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so the PayPal link is there. Also, merch. I have a merch store. Christmas is coming up. If you want to see some cool gifts, take a look at the merch shop. Maybe you can find something there. And we have a Discord server. Yes. Awesome people. Michelle and the other one, God, I'm forgetting names. Our Resting Bitch Face, they are members of my Discord. They can attest that we're pretty drama-free. We're laid back, pretty chill. You must be 18 and up to join, hence one of the reasons why we are drama-free. We don't accept minors. Okay. Mm-hmm. We don't accept minors. So you must be 18 and up to join. We have rooms to suit all tastes. Okay? And I want to thank my current Mad Hatters, Michelle R., Isabella, Straubs, Michael B. Sweatyers, Hater Nation News Network. And yes, as you could see with Belinda, we did not put her in the corner. You know what I'm talking about, eh?
Nobody puts Belinda in the corner, yeah.
We did not put Belinda in the corner.
No. Not. Nope.
Negs, Scott Stevens, Silvana G, and Lely T. So, yeah, thank you all. You all rock. You all rock, and thank you for your membership. Okay, so let's turn to the chat for a bit because, last night's chat was kind of lively.
I saw DC, decided to make an entrance.
Yeah, well, we invited her on panel to come and talk to us, but she wouldn't. She kept saying something like my chat was trash, my live stream was trash. It was so trashy, why are you here? No, really, you don't like it. She keeps saying she doesn't follow my channel. She doesn't watch my videos, but she spends an awful lot of time here.
I was surprised when I looked up because I was cleaning or something like that. So I had it on the TV, and when I came back and I was like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? She's Anyway, we're not
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'll be talking about all those great folks on that side. So
Yes, if you haven't already, okay, those of you, if you haven't already, check out Nova Ray's channel. Check out Nova Ray's channel. Go sub because she needs to get to it. We need to get her to 1,000 subs.
yes,
Okay, we need to get her to 1,000. We're already halfway through December. It would be nice if she could at least profit from some of AdSense month. Okay, so yeah, I've got a super chat, super sticker from Resting Bitch Face. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, look, I got a kitty sticker. All right, thank you. And searching for keys. Just welcome, welcome our latest Mad Hatter. Thank you so much for joining.
Oh, nice. Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, don't worry, we don't abuse here. You know what I mean? We're not MFW. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, you can have some access now. Members, the Mad Hatters, you can have some access to some cool hat emojis that you can use in the live chat now as we speak, if you want
that's how that works.
For mine, yeah, you have cool hat emojis if you're a member.
Okay.
I'm also offering advanced views on videos that are going to be premiered.
Okay.
On videos, commercial free, like no ads.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I flip the ads on when it's time, just before premiere. I flip the ads on for everybody else, you know. But members can watch the videos in advance without the ads. And now that we have a 10th member, there's going to be a new feature every week. I'll be hosting a public live stream once a week, a public live stream, but only the Mad Hatters will be able to chat. Only the Mad Hatters will be able to chat. So now that we've got our 10th one, searching for keys, we'll start that. We'll start that this week, and I'll just pick a day, and I'll let you all know in the community tab. Thank you, Michelle, for displaying the emojis. Do you see them, Nova?
No.
Bottom of the chat.
I see them written, but I don't see the actual emoji.
Oh, okay, you're looking at through StreamYard. Okay, yeah, it's on YouTube. But YouTube, you see them.
Oh, it shows up on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, it shows up.
That's cool.
Yeah. Annie Apocalypse, she says she stands Yoda Ray.
Thank you. Oh, I love y'all, man. Thank you a lot. Yeah, I see Amber Lily also known as Yoda Ray. Amber Lily, man, I gotta give you credit for that. You definitely, once you said it, I had to run with it. The Yoda Ray is, I don't know. Now I'm like, I can't let it go.
Are you thinking of changing your channel name?
No. It'll be Nova Ray. But I think that it's a good play on it. The Yoda Ray will probably still stick with me as much as Nova Ray because I like it, and it's not the first time that someone has said that about me. Just not in that way. So yeah.
Oh yes. Oh right, I forgot. Hi, Clara, you supercilious old fool.
Yeah.
Is she here? Oh my God, is she here? Let me see. There is a way to check. No, she's not.
Oh no, she's
not here. No. I just typed in the chat. She's not here, but she's probably. I don't know.
Lurking.
She's got her stenographer somewhere. She's got a stenographer. Or maybe
everyone does their due diligence.
Maybe your due diligence, or maybe this kind of topic bores her. So who knows? But
yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure it bores her. I mean, privilege? She's not going to talk against that.
Right, exactly. That's what I was going to say. She's a bit of an elitist. So
there were 3 mods to handle her, Michelle says. Yes. This is true. This is true. Yeah, so we're having a light chat tonight. So yeah, that happens. We have a light chat tonight. That's cool. So anyway, so back to the topic at hand. Yeah, so I believe she deserves a second chance only because she is young. Her future shouldn't ruin her. However, I think she needs more time in the corner.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's define what that means. Like, what do you mean more time in the corner? Like, what do you think would be an appropriate amount of,
I think
for
the
the
girl
high
still
money.
has. I understand. I think the girl has some growing up to do. Like, obviously,
Sure.
I believe her and her sister are now booted out of USC. I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be allowed back in to
Mm-hmm.
USC. That's a given. And I don't think she wants to go there either. And
Mm-mm.
let's face it, she was using the time at USC to blog her dorm life and her parties and her beauty stuff and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
does she deserve like to get her clout, her online clout back right now? Like, and I mean, including the sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember the sponsors all dropped her when this scandal first hit, and her channel started to, and she had to take time out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only thing she could do. She did have to leave YouTube because there was no way an audience was going to support her. Now, there are other privileged young girls out of the LA scene. I mean, the Tana Mongeaus, oh God, what's her face? She was on Dr. Phil. I forget her name. She was on Dr. Phil. That spoiled little girl who cried because she couldn't get a Mercedes and Dr. Phil told her to get a job.
Oh, I don't remember her name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The Beverly Hills brat, they called her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's. I think that's part of that sort of culture out there, at least.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have a bit of a bias, probably because I'm old as dirt and
no.
I'm old and cranky. But I'll give you a little anecdote. Long before I worked for social services, I had a job working as an estimator for a large format printing company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was trained as an estimator. I was trained to manage printing projects.
Mm-hmm.
I was trained for that, and that was my field. And it was my first and my only job in that field. My first and only job, because after that, that's when I worked for social services, and I stuck with it until I was too sick to continue doing so. But this company was a weird fucking shit show. Okay, and the 3 months I was there, I saw 18 people of all stripes, different stripes,
Mm-hmm.
either leaving voluntarily or getting canned.
Mm-hmm.
18 in 3 months. And that included my direct supervisor, my direct boss.
Mm-hmm.
And they hired this girl, okay? My boss was a guy who had experience, like decades of experience in the printing industry. He knew his stuff inside and out, and I learned a lot from him.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot. I loved him. And I was so sad when he was gone. He was great. And he was always very encouraging, like if you made a mistake, he didn't yell at you, he didn't threaten to fire you. It's super cool. But they showed him the door. And lo and behold, they hired this girl. She was the daughter of a client. Okay, she was the daughter of a client who just graduated university with a degree in human resources.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a girl who grew up privileged. Okay, private schools. She never worked a day in her life, like never worked behind a cash register. And I'm sure you did. You did in your share of working, at those grunt jobs.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she never did.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't get the life experience, not just the work experience, but the life experience. And I figure if you're going to get a job working as a boss, not only should you know the industry or the company in which you're working for
Mm-hmm.
and how things work, but you should have some life experience. Here we are, we have a 23-year-old girl, private school educated, just graduated from university, and she's hired to be my boss, my new boss. And I had to train her how to be my boss. I had to teach her how to be my boss. Like, how fucked up is that?
Well, I mean, it's fucked up, but it's the reality that I've sort of grown to understand. And I mean, it's terrible that that's the case. But I remember one of my older jobs, in one of my interviews, I had a manager actually ask me like, "Well, how do you feel about someone coming in who maybe younger than you or may even have less experience?" and you training them, they ended up making more money than you. And I was like, that's life, because growing up, I saw my parents go through that, where they would have 15 plus years in a job, I mean, know it in and out, and they go and train some young college student, and that kid is making, double what they make. And my mother would just always, and this is why I talk about perspective, because when I was growing up, that was what we would consider like white privilege. It's like, oh well, that's what they do with white people. Like white people just get to they get to work jobs that they're not even qualified for and make a lot of money off of it. That was the perspective, because that was, in terms of society, what we were shown. And so it's not really anything odd for me, but it should be. You get what I'm saying? Like, it
Yeah.
should be. That shouldn't be the case. This should be a meritocracy, but we don't live in a meritocracy. We
Hey,
live
Lonnie.
that, and that's the problem. What about it? We don't live in a meritocracy, but we like to think that we do. And so when things like that happen, everyone's like, oh well, maybe they just had an education, or maybe this, or maybe that. And the reality, though, is that capitalism in and of itself, although I am an entrepreneur, although I do believe in making your own streams of income, capitalism in itself it exploits the workers. And and then when you add privilege on top of that, you're going to get what you just explained, where you have kids who don't have any experience, but they are either family of the right people or know the right people, and then they get in and make a lot more money with very little to no experience.
Well, it kind of helped that she was kind of like a blonde bombshell in designer clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had a lot of clients, okay, but we didn't hire all their children. We hired this girl.
Right.
And
So she had pretty privilege too.
no question, no question. You got the nepotism, sort of, by client. You've got the pretty privilege thing happening. You've got the money privilege thing happening.
Yeah.
And like, I remember this girl with pouch, because I shared an office with the buyer, and the buyer was about to retire because her cancer had come back.
Mm.
So, and part of the job description of the boss, until another buyer is hired, she has to do the purchasing. Mm-hmm. So you should have seen this little girl pout. And it's like, oh my God, I'm so not impressed. Let's see. Our regular buyer is leaving us because she has cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's whining about having to make purchases temporarily until a new buyer is hired,
Yeah.
And until a new buyer is hired, and she's pouting over that, And, oh, by the way, that girl ended up firing me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah, she fired me from my job.
That's sort of what happened to my mom. My mom worked for Bias for 20-something years, and then when she got a little bit older, when her back started to give her problems, all these young college students got hired who were, they weren't going to be there for long. They were there to sort of get the experience to move up in on the ladder, and they ended up, firing her because she couldn't run ragged the way that they wanted her to. And,
oh God,
that is so like. And then you look at that, right, and you go, well,
hey, Sunnybrook.
What up, Sunnybrook? You look at that and you go, well, that's fucked up that happened, right? But then you also look at our healthcare system. You also look at our social safety nets. You also look at the things that should be put in place to be able to protect the rights of people in the absence or in the event that they get sick or what have you. And those things should be able to offset how would you say? Yeah, I don't know how to put this. So you look at those instances like that, and a person like my mom, let's say, for instance, right, or a person like you, where you get to the point where you can't necessarily work a full-time job anymore. Then there should be other things put in place so that you can seamlessly go into that, and you don't have to lose the dignity of being fired, because of being fired and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like you should be able to sort of move into that seamlessly, and things should be put in place so that that can happen. But and then not be where you get fired, you're not getting paid what you're worth, you're not getting, I don't know.
No,
That it's just the socialist in me is talking right now. So I'm
that's
gonna let
okay.
it go.
I'm left leaning politically myself. I'm left leaning politically myself. And so, anyways, I mean, I brought that story up just to let you know where my bias would be coming from regarding Ms. Olivia Jade and the daughter of Aunt Becky and
Right.
hot Italian fashion designer. I forget his name. I'm terrible with names, honestly. But yeah, I think she does deserve another chance to redeem herself. But I also believe I think she has more learning to do. I think she has more growing up to do. But
Yeah, she does.
you know, and Smokey Glow in her video brought up another good point. The girl also, to her credit, although Smokey Glow had a critique to it, and I'll bring that up in just a second. Anybody in the chat familiar with Smokey Glow's channel? Channel of over 200,000 subscribers. She commentary, drama, and also makeup tutorials. She does Tutorial Tuesdays.
I'm not familiar with her.
Okay.
What you just told me, yeah.
Okay. Smokey Glow is a very bright girl. She is currently working on her master's in social work, and very bright girl. And yeah, and I mean, her brand of commentary, because she covers mainly the beauty community, which is not my thing, not my niche, and that's fine, But once in a while, she does comment on the social issues of the day, like this one. And a few days ago, she came out with her video talking about the Olivia Jade's Red Table Talk appearance. And anyways, so it turns out Olivia Jade is now working at an after-school center as a volunteer. And yeah, that is admirable. But Smokey Glow took it further. Is she doing it only for good publicity? The cynic in me says at least partly, yeah.
I mean, to me, I don't expect her not to do it for good publicity, and that's just that's.
Is she doing it for altruistic reasons?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it may be some sort of hybrid between maybe some level of altruism and then another level of like, well, I have to get myself back to what it was, because clearly I'm not going to get a degree. So now I have to, make my money the way I know how to make it, because I mean, she was an influencer at one point and she had that going for her. And so, maybe she wants to get back into it. I can't necessarily say I'm mad at that. A lot of my frustrations are always going to be with the system, not the people who take advantage of it, because they wouldn't be able to take advantage of it if it wasn't built the way that it's built. And so, like, my frustration is always going to be with the system. I think that she, is a product of her environment. Not that it makes her right, but maybe if we change the environment, we will see less of that type of product.
Yeah, and I think that's what we have to do. And Smokey Glow took that further. She was asking why she didn't donate money, and maybe Smokey Glow being working toward a career in social work, she would have a better hand at, what needs at such places like these after-school centers. She says money is needed more than volunteer manpower. And he was asking why Olivia Jade is not donating money. Now, here in Montreal, we have these after-school groups, and they're looking for all kinds. They're looking for any kind of assistance. They are looking for volunteer help, but at the same time, they are looking for money. They are looking for materials like clothing,
right?
Games, to play at the center, stuff like that. To hire some tutors to help with homework, stuff like that.
I'm always, I always feel like sometimes when people on the road of redemption or they're on the road of evolution, a lot of times you have other people dictating how that's supposed to go. Oh no, you're supposed to do it this way. Oh no, you're supposed to, donate this amount of money or whatever the case may be. And I feel like it's almost like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Because if she was just throwing money at it and she wasn't doing any sort of, volunteer work, then people go, oh, well, she just thinks she could fix everything with money. When that was the root of the issue, like that, her parents are serving time because that's literally what they did. They tried to throw money at a situation to fix it or to, to solidify, her place in that university, whatever. So my point is that if she was just throwing money at it, then that would be a problem. She's doing volunteer work, that's a problem. I think you have to allow people to evolve at a pace that is authentic to who they are. So if she's doing volunteer work, could she probably donate some money? Sure, but but would her donating money teach her more than her interaction with those children or her interaction with people who are of the communities that she is claiming to understand her privilege over? And so when you ask that question, then it makes more sense for her to donate her time as opposed
Yeah.
to her money.
Yeah, I was just pointing out another different point of view from Smoky Glow, from an
Mhm.
MSW. But I tend to agree with you. I think her actually being in the trenches could help with that much needed growing up that she needs to do. And right now, let's face it, she's not in school,
Mhm.
can't party forever. And you can't spend 24/7 trying to get your clout back, your online clout back. And so I think it is a good way to work at an after school group, to work, to give your time at an after school group and
Mhm.
see how the real world functions. And I think you
Right.
get real world. I mean, there's no better way to get real world experience, in my opinion. I think her parents would do well to donate money whenever they get out of club fed, but
Yeah, that shit.
I think her parents should. But that's a whole other kettle of worms. It's a whole other discussion for another time, right? Ah,
Mhm. I think a good way for them to sort of redeem themselves, and this is just my, you know, own opinion, but maybe they should fully freaking fund somebody's ride through school. Like if they really want to show, like I mean, it's just a suggestion. I don't think that I'm not really of them. I don't know. I'm not looking at it and going, well, what are they gonna do when they get out? I don't. Doesn't matter to me. But they're
no,
gonna do rich people shit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna be rich. They're gonna keep
not
doing rich
relatable.
people shit. Right. Completely unrelatable. But with that being said, though, if they wanted to sort of throw money at something to redeem themselves, then maybe paying someone's way through school would be a good way to start. Just a
Absolutely.
suggestion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. So I think that's a good start that she is putting in time. She is putting in volunteer work because that is the best way to get real world experience, to get out of that bubble because, and I believe she did admit she was living in a bubble on the Red Table Talk.
Yes, yes, she did.
Okay.
She did. She admitted that the things that were going on that she saw was going on, sort of like the, you know, donating money and then getting certain perks. She admitted that that was just a part of the environment that she was in, and for her, it was perfectly normal. And she didn't see anything wrong with it because that was just how they operated within their world, their bubble. And I think that's important for people on the outside to learn too. If you have a kid who grew up in the lap of luxury and everybody that they've ever been around comes from luxury, there's going to be things that happens in those circles that we will never understand. And then it's like, well, how would you not know otherwise? It's the same way someone from another state. It's the same way I could talk to a white person from middle America about race issues and they won't really understand it because they've grown up around no one but white people.
Right.
And so you're going, how would you not know that? Like, how do you not know about this? How do you not know about that? And simply because it's not, they've never been around it. They've never been exposed to it. It hasn't been in their, you know, uh, uh, uh it, they've never had to learn or be in the presence of. So that's why they don't know. So I think when we think about these situations, we have to also understand that bubble is real. and and so it makes sense that she wouldn't have seen a problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's turn to the chat briefly and see what they're saying, because I'm so sorry I'm ignoring you, the chat. Really, I apologize for that. So, I think she's a white. Okay, from searching for keys. We missed a little liveliness earlier.
Yeah.
We missed a little liveliness earlier. Okay. So we'll start with searching for keys. I think she's a rich white girl who's also very pretty. She's going to be fine. Yeah, yeah. I would agree with that. Amber Lily says, Michelle, yeah, most Bel Air houses are in clusters, completely gated. They're surrounded by other nice neighborhoods like West Hollywood and Studio City. I've never been to LA. I'll take your word for it, Amber Lily. I wanted to know the exemption behind the, oh my goodness. Somebody show a dick pic? Oh my God. I swear to God, every time I'm multitasking, I'm paying more attention. I'm not paying. My chat gets lively. All right. Well then, show him the chat. Teach the boy. The other kids will think he's weird if he doesn't know how to do. Oh, we're still on that. Okay. Lauren, let's try to keep it clean, please. Exactly, but you know what are important from Lauren. Absolutely not, Auntie. Ants are always a bad influence. Any apocalypse, are you being naughty? What am I?
What are y'all up to up there, over there?
What?
So what are they up to in the chat?
Well, they're talking about key parts of both female and male anatomy.
Oh, okay. Oh, fun.
I'm trying to keep it YouTube clean. You are a bad influence, anti-apocalypse. Lauren says, I have that mom is home feeling again. A text thing. I asked him, searching for keys, I asked him, he knew what the was. He said, ew. Uh-oh, she found it. Lauren, we stashed the body of the second babysitter, right? Oh my God.
Y'all are funny.
That's okay, searching for keys, so don't worry about it. The giraffe started it. Oh God, the giraffe started it. I look away for 1 minute. Oh no, the YouTube police. Yeah, Michelle. Auntie A tied cinder blocks to the feet and threw her into the creek. She'll never find out. No, I don't. The baby giraffe did. Lauren, good job. Fist bump. Lauren, so sleeping with the fishes. Oh, good grief. You see, you never know what you're going to find when you come to my live chat.
No.
You're never going to know. I mean, last night it got lively. Last night, like I said, it got lively. We saw Clara.
Yes.
Okay. We saw Clara making a mockery of herself.
She was very spirited in the chat.
Quite spirited. Yeah, quite spirited. And we found out she has too much time on her hands, basically. And for someone who's not interested in my channel, she certainly spends a lot of time here.
Like, this chat is busted, but I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes.
That's okay. And then last night, yeah, exactly. It's busted, it's trash, but I'm going to hang out.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? There were arguments between the vegans and the pro-keto people. And there were political arguments between Democrats and Republicans.
Those are the best. I love arguing with Republicans. Oh, it's great. Man, that's one of my most favorite debates to have is
Republicans
politics. Oh yeah, especially the not necessarily Republicans. There's new brand of conservative. They're fun to argue with because they're so reactionary. It's
Yeah.
great. Like they are literally what they're just a right wing version of what people would make fun of SJWs for back in the day, like a
Ah.
few years ago. They're the right wing version of that, and so it's amazing to see them like to go back and forth with them. I don't get to do it often, but it sure is fun when I get to.
Oh, so true. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. And I know you'll be shocked to learn this, but Kate Winslet was cutting up. No.
Oh yeah,
Kate,
shocker.
yeah, shocker. Kate Winslet is Kate Winslet. You know, there is no other.
No,
Oh God, there is no other. Kate Winslet, there is no other.
they be cutting up in the comments all the time.
Searching for keys, Clara was pulling the "what about" line frequently last night. She certainly did. She certainly did. But when we asked her about her feelings about the geek room and their comment about industrial-sized ovens, radio silence.
Mm-hmm.
Radio silence. Like people in the chat were asking her, like more than one person in the chat were asking her about it. Peanut and I asked about it. Radio silence. She just kept on about Sama.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, the whole thing with Sama, it's like even if you disagree with certain things that Sama has posted or retweeted, that doesn't mean that you can't understand her perspective, at least from the when it comes
Yeah.
to Israel and Palestine. Like, I mean, I think anyone should be able, even if you look at, Jewish people in America, I think it's like 50% of American Jewish people don't even necessarily support Israeli policy. So it's like, you know, I don't, and this is off the top of my head, so don't nail me to the cross about my lack of research.
No,
I do know that there's
do your research.
right.
Do your research.
There's a good portion of Jewish people, American Jews, that do not even support Israeli policy. And so when you look at like policy positions or government positions, you have to separate that from the religion itself. So it always makes me like it's like a cognitive dissonance. Is that what you would call it? But there's
Yeah.
a sort of like inability to understand the nuance, and I don't, and I guess for me that's always frustrating.
This is true. I mean, a lot of Canadian Jewish people I talk to, my ex-partner included, they don't, a lot of them too don't support the Israeli government policies either.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that make them self-loathing Jews?
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. There's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of Jews who don't support Netanyahu and all that. Like, so this is not a new position. And so for Sama, a Palestinian, to even have worse, like to have strong feelings about the Israeli government, I don't think it's that far-fetched of an idea.
No, it isn't. So, it was like, oh, God, Clara. But no, exactly. So that's what happened last night. It's like, and
she's setting up. I saw her.
And Kate Winslet Kate Winslet. It will always be Kate Winslet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we love her. We love Kate Winslet. I'm assuming Kate Winslet said not that I don't think she cares if we don't get her gender right. I think that's intentional on her part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Kate Winslet is always welcome in the chat. Always,
Kate Winslet is one of those people that when they do comment, you got to read it first before you put it on screen. That I have a few that I'm like, hold up, let me read this first.
Yeah, you better read it first.
I'll be in the chat room like cutting up, but it's always. I mean, it be having me cracking up sometimes. So,
yeah,
I'm mad at it.
Auntie, I know. Does she have a job? Is that why she says it to us? Yeah, that's right. We're all unemployed losers. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it says a lot that that's where she goes, but for me, it's always funny when a person wants to insult other people where they go initially, and that usually says a lot about who they are.
Oh yeah. Auntie A, I don't think she needs to sleep. Pretty sure she gets her rejuvenation from the frustration and bewilderment of others.
Like an
Like
emotional.
an emotional vampire. Yeah, I couldn't put it. I can't put this better myself. I can't put it any other way. Lauren is sucking out the joy. Lauren, are you being a party pooper? I thought Lauren was being the naughty one.
I'm on actual sabbatical, and I'm amazed at how free his schedule seems to be.
No kidding, right? Oh, Laura. Laura sounds sounds like my friend's ex-girlfriend. Okay. Auntie says we are unemployed. That's right. We're all unemployed losers, felons, drug addicts, psychotics. Yeah. So Clara didn't have to mention her at all. It has nothing to do with what's going on. This is true. This is true, Michelle. Oh no, God, we're back on politics. And not just any politics, some of the messiest and most complex politics. This will end well. More work for the mom. Oh my God! And tonight is quiet compared to how many I had last night. Tonight is super quiet.
It's quiet.
Well, I had no idea Negs was going on at the same time. Apparently, he's covering an MFW live. So
then there goes
not
that.
always is going to win out. It's like,
Yeah.
but no, I wanted to talk about this, and I'm glad you came on. I wanted to talk about this topic because sometimes I got to do what I feel I got to do, and once in a while, I mean, pretty much lately, all I've been covering is MFW or the haters, and every so often, I got to branch out. I got to branch out. There are other topics like this one that was important to me. And secondly, MFW, if there is a God, is eventually going to lose her platform. If there's a God, and the haters are and already the haters are starting to dwindle.
I mean, it's really if you look at like everything that's going on, like the live I'm doing tomorrow is about the new fourth string junior varsity, and I forget who coined that. I got to give y'all credit, but whoever coined, y'all have to let me know because that shit is the best way to explain them. But like the new haters on the block, and their numbers are definitely going down. The support is not what it used to be.
Oh no,
they're getting a lot of pushback these days.
Well, Charlie Gold, I mean, she's not raking in the numbers she did this time last year.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, not even by half. Not even by half. And right now, the very fact that she's hanging around with the much smaller channels like Ms. Hussey,
Yep. Fact that she's out here perusing with channels, much significantly smaller than her says a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially when you look at some of the connections she's had, like she's been on panels with like Michelle Daniels. She's been on panels with like people much bigger channels in the sense of the weight loss community, and for her to be sort of slumming it, I'm putting that in quotation marks.
Yeah,
it says a lot.
Exactly. I mean, look, Addy Apocalypse, Addy. I love your biting wit. I'm not unemployed, bitch. I'm not unemployed. I stamp out license plates in the penitentiary where I'm serving time for being a drug-addicted psychotic felon.
Sure.
That's totally a real title. Can you read Roman numerals?
18, I believe.
Yep, I think you're right. Offense, 18 offense in the U.S. Code, BT.
Yep.
You're such a badass, Addy Apocalypse. You are badass.
But it's true. Like you have people who literally served, or had to, or were convicted of felonies for being addicted to drugs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
that's the problem with the justice system.
And she's supposed to be one of those SJW types. Go figure. Amber Lily at Fedora, you'll get a kick out of this. She calls us tarot readers grifters and doesn't believe any of it. Color me not surprised. Oh, really, Amber Lily? Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised. First of all, I don't do tarot readings for money. I do it for shits and giggles. Okay, I don't do it for money. And even if I were to do it for money, you know,
I mean, tarot readers are grifters, and I mean, so are haters. Like what? Like it's always funny when people want to throw that around. Like, how many people got on YouTube and did other things, and then they found Hater Nation and found some level of success and some level of notoriety and stayed there because they couldn't make it anywhere else in any other community. So we're gonna talk grifters or grifting. Then it happens in every community, in the politics, in the political community, in the in Hater Nation, all of it. There's grifters everywhere.
oh yeah, exactly. Wait, what was she said? Anti-apocalypse. There are grifters, but many people simply engage with it for entertainment. DC strikes me as the sort who thinks she's actually revealing something to wrestling fans. When she points out it's scripted.
So true. It's so true. Like you know what I call people like her Captain Obvious. Like
Captain Obvious.
yeah, like you're Captain Obvious, or I'll say like no shit Sherlock, like like this obvious, like we know that, there are people who just do it for entertainment purposes, and it's okay. Like let people enjoy things.
No kidding. Resting bitch face. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. I'd love to hear Clara's take on my job. She told me
Resting,
don't have a job.
yeah, you're lazy, resting bitch face.
You don't
Get
have
a
a job. You're also an unemployed loser.
job.
Don't you know that by now? Captain Obvious?
Jesus, Captain Obvious, yeah.
Well, there are most definitely grifters and people who pose as, but that's rich coming from her.
Yeah, exactly. True.
It's just so true. RBF, so you have an unpaid job that is pretty important. Michelle R., don't let Clara hear you say that. Don't let Clara hear you say that. I am badass. Don't mess with me. Your vanity license plates won't go on time for the holidays. Right on, you go, girl. Yeah, it's pretty rich for Clara to call anyone a grifter. RBF, depends which side you're on. If you criticize her participation in a hate mob, she'd say you're a loser. If you poured shameless flattery on her, it's the most noble vocation on earth.
That's true. That's so true. That's so true.
The bullhorns.
That's the thing too. Like in the time that we're in right now, I mean, to where we have like one of the highest unemployment rates in America, right?
Yeah.
That we've had, and I mean, I don't even know the exact amount of years, but it's high. For her to be calling everybody unemployment, that's essentially almost everybody. Like there's a lot of people who are unemployed by no fault, through no fault of their own. They're just unemployed because of where we're at. So for her to use that as an insult is also very, it's like, know your audience. I mean, there's gonna be people in your audience that are also unemployed. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me to throw those sorts of insults around when there can be people in your own audience that, you know, that that's their reality.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. Because out of her 10,000 subscribers, you're going to, especially nowadays when times are tough, you're going to tell me each and every one of them is gainfully employed.
Exactly. Oh, look, Amber Lily said it too. But on a serious note, that's pretty insensitive thing to saying during a pandemic that resulted there you go. It resulted in millions of people actually losing their job, like me, bartender out of work, everything is. Yo, Amber Lily, me and you have way too much in common. You realize that, right? But yes, it's very true. Like, look at those of us who cannot work in the fields that maybe we would prefer to work in, and we have to have other jobs, or we don't have a job at all. Does that mean that we're losers because of it? I was fortunate to be able to find another job during this whole thing, but not
Oh, okay,
everybody,
good.
you
Yeah,
know,
but not everybody was that lucky.
not everybody was that fortunate.
Yeah, and you realize that you see that's one thing I like about you. You do see what's outside beyond your, beyond your home, beyond what's happening at home. You do see the real world,
Yeah.
and that's yeah, and that I mean, yeah, it ties in partially with what we started talking about there. Here we go. Does RBF have two different avatars? What? Hey, no one, good to have you here.
What up, knowing?
Okay. I switched my PFP earlier today, and for some reason it's switching between the new and the previous one. Oh dear. Okay, I thought we had a sock account also coming in your name. Okay, it's like, boo, because we know who likes sock accounts. We do know who likes sock accounts. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's very tone deaf at this point in time, Nova. Yeah, it is tone deaf. It's all tone deaf. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Even who was it? I think when the geek room says something, they said something like to Negs, telling him to go get a job. I hear McDonald's is hiring, some shit like that.
Like,
And
really?
it's like, but the funny thing is that one of the people that they have been propping up, which is the newer one, damn is Shane. I think he works in a kitchen somewhere. So unless he's a chef, he probably works in a very similar job to, like, a McDonald's. And that's not a shot to him. It's a job. My point is that how do you say that as an insult and everybody's laughing and having a good time with that? But but that's a reality for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that have to just take the whatever job they can get at the moment. And
Exactly.
you're telling next, go get a job, I hate McDonald's is hiring as an insult. But how many of your people in your subscriber base that might even be paying you every month so that you can keep running with their McDonald's paycheck, with their burger, you know what I mean? Like with their fast food paycheck. And it's just like, yeah, it's in poor taste.
It is in poor taste, and I don't. This is the thing. She is tone deaf. Speaking of tone deaf, she is tone deaf.
Mhm.
And as you pointed out, damn it, Shane. I mean, do I like his videos? No, of course not. But am I going to knock him for working in a kitchen? No.
Right, exactly.
He's lucky he has a job. He's lucky he has a job, and I hope he does well with it. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I would never belittle his work. No.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, everyone, it's the same thing when Charlie Gold makes fun of Chantal for losing hair. You know how many of the newer reactors they absolutely stand for Charlie Gold that have bald spots in their hair. You can see it.
Yep.
It's like you're making fun of Chantal for her hair loss, but then people that literally stand you also suffer with hair loss.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and there's one thing I always thought Chantal should probably get her thyroid checked while she is in the middle of medical stuff, because hair loss is actually a symptom of hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. It is a symptom.
I fight with my hair all the time. Yes, it is.
Yeah, the losing battle with the hair, but the losing battle. I mean, it's why I stopped dyeing my hair a couple of years ago. That's the reason why. Because of hypothyroidism, and I always thought, Chantal, maybe ask your doctor to get it. It's a simple blood test, all he has to do is tick the box off on the list, but it's like, gee, Clara, you think you're so great, or you think you're so great. And here's the thing, let's remember, she was once, Charlie Gold, that is, she was once a client of Petty Page and her husband.
True.
And Petty Page, at one point, and this was like a month or so ago, she was going to come out with her own Chantal is racist video, and she was pretty gung-ho about it. The video never came out.
Mm.
You know, it's pretty telling. Did Petty Page dump Charlie? That's possible. Maybe they decided business was better without her.
Possibly. I mean, I think at this point she's not the clout that she once had. She doesn't have anymore, because for her to want to be getting her feet wet again in this, in YouTube, so to speak, and like I said, be slumming it essentially, when she's been on channels like Obese to Beast, she's been on channels like, Every Damn Day Fitness, is very telling.
Yeah, it is, and then.
Which, well, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know if you pay attention to Alan Roberts and his Twitter. For
No.
Charlie Gold to be going so hard at Chantal over just going to the damn store to get a freaking pastrami sandwich or whatever that was, for them to be going so hard at her. Meanwhile, Alan Roberts is a avid, like, anti-masker.
Yeah, he is.
Rich to me.
He's actually a ronasitis denier, but he's actually a ronasitis denier.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody says anything to him, I mean, nobody says anything to him, but and nobody said anything about Clara traveling.
Nope.
To Kentucky, where she mistook a horse, she took a mule for a horse.
Oh, he's anti-BLM too. I didn't even know that.
Oh, really? Really, no one you know.
Yep. So, for me, it's like, look, you can have whatever friends you want to have, but that's my point when it comes to keeping the same energies. Why I say it all the time, because if you're going to be so, adamant about one position, then you got to maintain that position with everything, with that across the board. And they don't do that.
No, they don't. Wait, what does Amber Lily say? Fedora, she responded to someone who asked her about the video and said she was still going with it, but not giving anyone a pass because there are no saints in this. All right. Thanks, Amber Lily. All right. Yeah. I miss interesting how much backstory I miss by not being active on other platforms. That's okay. Anti-apocalypse. But it's like you say, keep the same energy across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how these people do anything but that. Oh, look at this. Clara is the dollar store Olivia Jade, tone deaf and lacks self-awareness. You don't have to be young like Olivia Jade to lack self-awareness, You don't have to be young like her, see? It's like, no, you don't. Petty Page, stay about the... yeah, I thought that's what you were referring to, Amber Lily. Arby, yeah. So, yeah, he has some really controversial views. That he does. I assume we're referring to Alan Roberts. Yeah, that he does. He does. And half the time... I've done videos critical of Alan Roberts in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Check those out on my channel if you want. So I'm not going to go into a whole spiel about him in this chat, really. But if you're interested, I do have videos in my channel page critical of Alan Roberts, Every Damn Day Fitness, if anybody's interested. As he... So, yeah. Yeah, Michelle sent the bullhorn and the police cars after me because I mentioned... the word. See, Michelle here is trying to keep me
out of trouble. Keeping me
out of trouble, and it's a full-time job,
It's he definitely has some controversial issues. I've seen it, and for me, I am of the thought process that I take what's valuable, and I leave the rest. So if there's someone who has valuable opinions in one area of expertise, I'm going to take that, and the rest, it is what it is. And But I'm like that with everyone. And I think when you have people who are so adamant against people for these sort of same issues, and then it happens on the other side, it's like, well, where's all that frustration? Where's all that anger? Where's all that, for them? But it doesn't exist. And I told you, and it's what questions is what makes people question the integrity of their message.
Exactly. No, I would agree with you. I would agree with you 100% there. It's, yeah. So, like I said, if you're interested on my take on Alan Roberts, there are videos on my channel page you can refer to. Um, yeah. But yeah, but it's true. Keep these. See, I've always been a do unto others kind of girl, kind of like you. Keep the same energy across the
Yeah.
board kind of chick. And so when I see things like double standards and hypocrisy, you have no idea how that drives me up a wall.
Yeah. It's
Drives me up a wall. And I see that with them, I mean, we saw it last night in my chat with Clara. Radio silence when she was asked about how she felt about her latest simp group, the simp room. And their comment about industrial-sized ovens in grocery stores. Radio silence.
That was disgusting.
And it was disgusting. And we, but no, it was, she didn't, she's never going to try to justify, she's not even going to try to justify it. And I don't get the mental gymnastics it takes at all. The thing that, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to read on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that gets me the most about Haydur Nation is that they speak about mental health when having no background in it. Really, when you break it down, they aren't reacting to I'll say it, anorexics. Said a lot of words. But yeah, no, that's absolutely true. No one, that's absolutely not true. They pick on the girls because they are fat.
Mm-hmm.
Check freaking mates.
Check freaking mate, man.
Verified. Oh God, Belinda, I miss you. It's too bad. She works nights though, so she can't. She can't really be around it. Yeah, she works graveyard, but so she can't really hang out with it. She can't really hang out with us, And that's but I am dying to get her on panel with me. Absolutely, I'm dying to get her on panel with me. I don't know, Belinda, if you're listening, but yeah, that is just if you're whenever or if ever you're interested on paneling up with me, you know where to find me. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me up in DMs, and we'll set something up. But
I can't wait for the New Year's one.
Yeah, exactly. The New Year's one is coming. Yeah, she's planning not getting the po after me today. Well, I'm glad, Michelle. We don't want them after anybody. Exactly, Nova. Respect expertise. If I ever need to know how to be a self-aggranding, gossipy old bee who mistakes conspicuous consumption for good taste. I will go and see.
You gotta respect the skill set, right?
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it, Michelle? Ooh, I hope you can get Melinda on. Would love to see you all together. Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm sure Nova, well, she could speak for herself. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a panel with all of us on, that would be awesome. That would be epic. Let's see if we can set it up. Yeah, let's see if we can set it up. Like I said, because of Belinda's work schedule, because she works nights. So yeah. Belinda knows how to find me, Michelle. Don't worry, she knows how to find me. That would be great at Lauren. Yeah, it would be. I'm going to dip for a few and see if I can figure out what's going on with my PFPs, LOL. Okay, thanks. And thanks again for the super chat, RBF. Much appreciated.
All right, RBF. Have a good one.
Lauren, our favorite news channel. Yes. And it's our only source for real news. Real news. Anyways, we kind of deviated from the break we were supposed to take. But Do you have anything to add? Like you said, you watched at least parts of the round table, the Red Table Talk. What
Mhm.
was your takeaway from it overall? Like, not just from Olivia Jade, but from was Adrian's mind changed? That's Jada Pinkett Smith's mother, who was adamantly against getting her
Um,
platform. Or,
I think that she said it, that although she was against, although she didn't really see the need for it, um, given the current state of the world, and um, she said that there was some hope there in seeing Olivia Jade sort of acknowledging certain realities, and that made her hopeful, and maybe at one point she will be more receptive to it. Right now she just unfortunately is preoccupied with other things going on. So I thought I think that for the most part she had um a moment where maybe she felt bad for her because she's a young woman, and I don't think that her resistance had anything more to do with just the fact, like, there's a lot going on and nobody's worrying about you or your clout, like, like you will figure that out when all the rest of this shit gets taken care of, and I can respect that because there are more important things to be worried about. But I think that she definitely softened up because at the end of the day, it's a young woman. And I think that, she probably just saw her, like, trying to figure it out and respected that part about it. So I
yeah,
think she did soften up to some degree.
yeah, exactly. And obviously, as she points out, university is not for her. At least not now. Maybe later on, when she gets older, it might be. Where she might, she might appreciate the work it takes to being a university student, to work
Right.
to a degree. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But I mean, it goes down to also to that old adage: university is not for everyone,
No, it's
and
not.
it's quite possible it's not for her or even her sister, for that matter.
Hmm.
Her sister, because let's remember, they also bribed the admissions people for her sister Isabella as well. Yes, they did. They did, So
It's not for everyone. I mean, I think, and the problem with at least America is that we've been told that you have to go to school, you have to get a degree, or you're gonna be nobody in life, and and it's perpetuated by people like DC, those people who feel like if you haven't done certain things and you're not a productive member of society, and the reality is that not everybody is for school, not everyone is for not everyone thrives in that environment, and so maybe had that not been the case, that wouldn't have ever happened because there would have been another way, another pathway that could have been taken, as opposed to going to school, when that wasn't really what they wanted to do.
exactly. Well, here's Andy Apocalypse. She says most of my students are her age, and it's a hard age to be. You're
Mm.
experiencing certain real difficulties for the first time in your life, but have no life experience to frame those difficulties. Well put.
Yep.
Well put. And so we'll defer to the academic resident. But academic resident here, but well put. It's true. I heard, I mean, I remember, what was it? My ex's son, his younger son. And clearly, I mean, his younger son, upon graduating high school, didn't really know what he wanted to do with his life. And and his ex, the mother of the boy, was trying to push him, find a program and apply for it,
Hmm.
which he did, but I think he only did it to get his mother off his back.
Hmm.
And of course, he didn't get in because it turned out he failed when with the high school thing. He didn't graduate because he failed one of his subjects.
Oh man.
And so that meant he would have to do the course. Now, he was eligible to do it in adult ed or even do it through correspondence. If he decided to work full time, he could do it through correspondence. And he didn't do it for some time. And it was French. He failed French. And the mother even asked me to tutor him.
Mm.
to get him past his, high school leaving French. But he really wasn't interested. I mean, I can only do so much.
Mm.
He really wasn't interested. And I remember she
Right.
started yelling at me. She said,
Oh,
"Why
really?
isn't he with you? Why didn't he come to you?" I said, "Excuse me, he's 18. I'm not his mother.
Mm.
And I was doing this as a favor to you. You didn't even
Right.
pay me. I was doing this as a favor to you.
Mm.
Okay. I'm not his keeper. I'm not his mother. Okay. I'm not going to chase after him.
Right.
If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. He's 18. Obviously, if you can't control him, what makes you think I can?"
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
And unlike you, I had no interest. I was doing it like she asked me and she begged and pleaded with me. And I said, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." Because I was the only one around the area who is fluent in French. So, like, all right, I'll do it. And, oh God. But, it's like, you can't even control them. What makes you think I can?
Right. Some people don't thrive in that environment. They don't thrive in school. They don't thrive, so I think that if we provided a different, sort of, just the options, then maybe we wouldn't have instances where kids are being, paid for to get into school and then they don't even really want to be there.
No, exactly. And I don't think it's a good idea to force it, I honestly think, and it's entirely possible for someone like Olivia Jade and even her sister Isabella. University is not for them. Could it be for them later on? Possibly. Maybe not. Here's Sunnybrook. I got my degree in broadcast journalism and don't use my degree at all. I'm so happy to have all those student loans. Ugh. Yeah, I hear you, Sunnybrook. Broadcasting is a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
I mean, my ex worked in broadcasting. He was a veteran producer and veteran radio producer, worked in the career for 35 years, and he was let go. The last radio station he worked at for 25 years. Everybody liked him. Everybody got along with him. He was actually training new producers. He was training them. And then when a huge conglomerate took over, guess what they did?
Kicked them to the curb.
Yeah, like a lot of people under the guise of restructuring. Yeah, restructuring my ass. But yeah, exactly. So it is a tough nut to crack. So yeah, you're not alone. I'm so sorry you're sacked with those student loans, though. And unfortunately, see, that is the sad reality of many kids in university. Many kids, they get out of university, they're sacked with student loans. They may not be able to find a job, but they're still sacked with those loans. Hey, Unprotected Lex, good to see you.
What's going on, Unprotected Lex?
Yeah, good to see you. So, anyways, let's quickly get an overview. Yeah, let's get a quickly. What is it? Yeah, thank you, Michelle, for posting all the links. But I'm going to do it out loud once again. The obnoxious e-begging portion of the show, because Michelle's night would not be the same without it. Yeah, if you wish to support the channel, become a Mad Hatter. As you can see the list, we have Michelle R., Isabella Strauss, Michael B. Sweaty R's, Hater Nation News Network, who is not in the corner. Nay, Todd Stevens, Sylvana G, Lely T. If you want to join them and and Searching for Keys, who was here earlier. Searching for Keys just joined earlier this evening, so we'll add her name to this list when I jump off the stream. We'll add her board. We'll add her to the board. So, yeah, if you want to join the Mad Hatters, just click the join button. You can find the join button either through the super chat button. Just click the super chat button and there should be an option to join channel. Or you can find the join button under the video itself next to the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. And yes, Michelle, we know. Michelle, thank you for showing the cool hat emojis. Yes, when you join the Mad Hatters, you have access to some cool hat emojis to use in live chats. And also you get early access to videos that I premiere ad-free. You get early access and they're ad-free. And then once I premiere them for everybody else, the ads go back on. But yeah, and we're going to be starting soon public chats, but only members chat. So that's a lot of fun. I try to keep things affordable around here. I'm not like MFW that charges $24.99 a month. That's
how much she charges? Shit.
Yeah, and she abuses them too. She goes on live and she abuses them in her rage. That's what she does. No, that's what she does. That's what she does. So yeah, don't once put it to Miss Time's mistake. So yeah, so that's that. Also, what we can do, also, if you wish for one-time donations, I have PayPal. Please rest assured, I keep all private information from PayPal donations. Okay, I keep that confidential. Confidentiality is sacrosanct around here, rest assured. I also have some cool merch. Go to my merch store, take a look. Christmas is around the corner. Oh, thank you for posting the links, Michelle. Thanks again. Michelle's been posting these links. Thanks, I appreciate you. And of course, we have a Discord server. Michelle and RBF are members. You haven't already joined. What are you waiting for? You have to be over 18 to join. We're a cool, chill group of people, relatively drama-free, and we have chat rooms to suit all tastes. Remember, you have to be 18 and up to join. So that concludes that portion of the show. How did I do, Michelle? Give me a DC Clara performance review.
Performance review.
Yeah, give me a DC Clara performance review. Anti to be abused verbally. Oh, Michelle, put the bullhorns away. Put the bullhorns away. You see, she's got bullhorns. Put the bullhorns away, Michelle. Oh my God. I think more research needs to be done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, we need the YouTube po-po after her.
She's almost.
God. Yeah. So anyways, like I said, I think everybody's just, yeah, but back to what I was saying. So was there any other takeaway you had from the show because you watched it?
No, I thought that, she was a young, rich person who had to learn a real life lesson. And I think that, I can only hope that she walks away with from this, understanding that although some of those things were normal in her world, there's a deeper, like, it's problematic. Although it may be normal to her, it's still problematic on a societal level. And so, if that causes her to do some good in the world, then cool. Do I expect it? Not really. I mean, I just don't. I expect her to keep she might do some volunteer work, but she's gonna keep doing rich shit. And that's kind of
So true. Hey, Kathy's Curious Capers. Glad to have you. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. So anyways, we'll see what happens with her. Does she resurrect her YouTube channel? Does she manage to get sponsors again? That's, corporate, I guess from a corporation's point of view that might be looking for a content creator to endorse. Maybe they might still think it's too risky for their PR. Who knows?
All of that stuff, it's why a person like Charlie Gold thinks that she can't be canceled, because the reality is that, with time, a lot of people can be redeemed in the eyes of the public, even if we don't think they should.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm old and jaded, and I mean, you're not a 20 something. You're are a single mom. You're in your 30s. You're a single mom with a lot of life experience behind you. So you can see the contrast, and you can see the privilege, and you can see through all of the BS, and that's cool. I'm just old and jaded. I'm just old and jaded and cynical. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I get it though, because when you live through certain things to some degree, it does make you um kind of question whether or not they can be good found in everybody, you know?
yeah,
And
exactly.
and that makes it hard to be sort of, positive in certain when you're talking about certain situations or
Oh,
topics.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's so true. Not everyone needs to go to uni. It doesn't make them lesser. No, it doesn't. And I grew up in that generation too. Like, you had to go to university. It's like your mother's generation, meaning my mother's generation,
Hmm.
boomers, the real boomers, not the Gen Xers, but
Yeah, yeah, the real boomers. Yep.
they demonstrated on the streets fighting for you to have those choices in life. And here was the thing. I remember graduating high school, and I was only going to Sejep. Sejep is in the province of Quebec. It's a place you go between high school and university. Or
Hmm.
it's twofold. You could take a 2-year pre-university program or take a 3-year tech program. Okay.
Hmm.
And with Sejep, I don't know. Did I want to go, or was I just applying to go because everybody else was going? And
Right.
now that I'm older and I look back at it, I only did it because everybody else was doing it. I didn't want, I was only doing it because everybody else was doing it. And sure enough, I didn't succeed. Several years later, I entered university as a mature student. I entered because being a mature student just meant I had to do a year of extra credits and skip the whole stage up process entirely. But university, again, and I felt kind of the pressure because my entire family are all university graduates.
Hmm.
Okay. And so I felt the pressure, but I also look at it now. I'm the only dyslexic in my family as well.
Hmm.
I'm the only one with learning disabilities in my family. So, of course, they can function in ways I couldn't.
Right.
So, it wasn't for me either, and I did end up the last years of my job. The last year, my working years, I had a great job. Didn't require university. I was a public servant for the province of Quebec for an agency run by the Ministry of Health and Social Services. I worked as an agent, as an
Hmm.
administrative agent. I had a fantastic job, a unionized job. And I was making considerably more money than a lot of university graduates were doing at entry level positions.
Hmm. Yeah. When my last one of my last jobs, I didn't need an education to work there, and I made pretty good money. So it's like, you know, if more people were not shamed for not like, if we didn't shame people for not wanting to go to school and just, and you see that like if people of color in certain communities, especially, um and this might happen with white people too in lower socioeconomic communities, where as opposed to them telling you to get a job to go to school, oftentimes they'll tell you get a good job with good benefits,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they know that you get that job, you may get in a union depending on what type of job it was, because that's what I was in a union. You're gonna get your raises, you're gonna get your
Yeah.
good benefits, all of that. And so, you
Hey,
know
veteran. Sorry.
that might be, it's okay, that might be something that needs to be, you know also encouraged, as opposed to being, oh well, this person is just the worker, like, oh well, they just didn't get an education, they're not, those people exist, and those people shouldn't be disrespected just because they don't have a degree. They're also valuable in society, and if we stop delegitimizing a person's place in society by what degree they hold or whatever, then maybe we would have more of a balance where you have those who want to go to school, they get to go to school, the resources are available for them to go because the schools are not oversaturated with people who don't even want to be there, and then those who don't want to be in school don't have to be in school and still be able to make a living, income. And so that's just, but then again,
Yeah.
people call me a socialist because I believe that type of stuff.
That's true. Well, in my last place of work, the agency offered a bursary or a scholarship of sorts, and
Mm-hmm.
it used to be for SAGE or university, for ex-clients. But then they started offering the same kind of benefits for those who wanted to go to trade school, which I thought was high time because, the skilled trades for a while here in this province, the demand was huge for skilled trades like plumbing, construction, carpentry,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. So they were encouraging people to go into the trades. Here's another alternative to university. Think of taking up the trades. I remember one of the ad campaigns actually. At the ad campaigns, you had this picture of a fatherly looking man saying, I wanted my daughter to be a lawyer or an accountant, but she works in the trades and she has both now. She has both a lawyer and an accountant.
Mm.
And I thought, this is a cool promotional campaign, yeah, right on. It's like, I mean, for instance, I knew plenty of kids, they were pressured to going into SAGE, pressured for university, but they were not cut for that. But they had an interest. They were good with their hands, and they had an interest in more learning a skilled trade, which can pay very well once you're in journeyman status.
Yep. The skill trades. I mean, I know, like, I think I was looking at the yearly salary for like a plumber.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, they make money. like they make money, especially if you start your own business and you're free. Like, there's a lot of opportunity there, but you wouldn't know because of sort of the way that people speak about those things. Even if you look at delivery, like right now, Amazon, I think it's Amazon. If you have like 20 grand, you can invest and have your own delivery fleet with
Wow.
Amazon. Only with 20 grand. Now, to some, I mean, now granted, 20 grand is not, a couple of dollars, but if you're able to get a loan and invest 20 grand, you can create an entire delivery fleet. And that's money right there. But nobody would know that because they're being pushed into one direction that they're not even, there's no sight of the other opportunities, which is, I think it's changing now. I think it is shifting now. But
Yeah.
for a long time, that was the issue.
Yeah, it is shifting. It is definitely shifting
Yeah.
here. So there is definitely a push, showing, hey, this is, thought of going into the trades. And we have a lot of trade schools. And now there are bursary scholarship programs in this province for kids to get financial aid to go to trade school, which I think is awesome. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we got to stop, as Amber Lilly said, trade school should be treated with more honor,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can make good money, especially if you're a woman entering what is considered a non-traditional trade like welding or,
Oh, yeah.
construction. Hey, there are possibilities.
There's money there. Yeah.
There is money there. There are programs here I know there are programs here in this province. I can't speak for other jurisdictions, but there are programs where they are subsidized to hire women in these fields.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason why in America with affirmative action, women have benefited more from affirmative action than men. And so there's a reason why, like there are a lot of incentives for women to get into certain fields, and there's a lot of incentives for, like for companies to hire women. But the other reality is that if you do have a bit of a business mind, you can create your own business out of some of these trades and really be able to create a lot from that.
Oh, hell yeah. Be your own boss.
Yeah.
Your own boss. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
we all want to be well, maybe not all of us, but being your own boss, I can see the benefits to it. I mean, yeah, there are other pressures and disadvantages to that, like with anything else, but there are pros and cons like anything else. But yeah. So, but you're going to school, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, not right now. I'm not in school right now.
Sorry, I thought you were.
No, I was in school for some time, but then I left, and because of financial things.
There you go.
Yeah, I was studying business communications. So now, eventually I'll go back. I would like to go back and actually study sociology.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have the Yoda Ray, the wisdom, and you seem to have you have your thumb, you have a good feel for people or how different groups work, behavioral patterns of a group, groupthink. I suppose, something like Haydur Nation has given you some kind of.
It's really like fascinating, and even if you look at it from like a sociological perspective, it's because it's a community, so. And most communities have similar dynamics from what I'm seeing, just in my own sort of from my own perspective. And so when you look at Haydur Nation and you see the dynamics within Haydur Nation, anti-Haydur Nation, and all of that, and you look at even other communities, like when I look at the political sphere, all of it is very similar. Like it's all very similar, and it's fascinating to me. I think that's probably why I tend to still talk about Haydur Nation.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Let me ask you, just curious, because I've had this discussion with other people online.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly, have you ever talked about Haydur Nation to somebody in amongst you in your real life?
Yeah. When I first started doing the videos, my dad will watch the videos and he would get a kick off of everything. And then my sister is very familiar with Haydur Nation. And who else? I talk to like my partner. I'll kind of tell him little bits and pieces of it. So yeah, I do talk about it to some degree, but not to in depth.
How do they react when you tell them?
They're like, wait, all these people hate these girls because they eat a lot. Because I come, when you come from having a lot of other issues to worry about, people are like, wait, people spend how much time worried about what these two fat girls are eating? Because that's how they talk. It's not even a shot to Chantal and Marie, but that's how they speak. And they're like, wait, so they're this worried about two fat women eating on camera? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, but I don't talk about it often because I do realize that this is not for everyone.
Hey, Brown Girl.
Yeah. Brown Girl Life, thank you. For Mars, who I do the show with every Wednesday, which that will be coming back, y'all. Just with the numbers going up and everything, we're kind of like taking a little bit of a break.
Sure.
And but with Mars, when he first saw Charlie Gold, he was like, what the hell? Like what is going on here? And then you're like, yeah, these people make money off of talking about these women. They're like, what? It's really foreign to a lot of people. Very
and he's a personal trainer, as he pointed out, right?
He's a personal trainer.
He's in the fitness business, right?
Yes, he is. He's a personal trainer. I mean, my partner is too. So even when I told him that, he was like, wait, what? Because he's also a personal trainer, and he's like, wait, but why they so mad at two fat women? They just can't get it together yet. It's okay, because that's the way he thinks of it. Like, oh, well, eventually maybe they'll get it together. But yeah, he doesn't understand it at all.
Oh, anti-apocalypse. Oh man, I showed HN to my close friend and colleague. His response was very close to my own initial response.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's shocking. It would be an interesting experiment. I bring my ex on panel one day.
Yeah.
I bring my ex on panel. And I talked to him about I talked to him about Hater Nation. Like, I already did talk to him a bit about Hater Nation.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it. A bunch of grown-ups acting like schoolyard bullies.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it?
He doesn't get it. No. And because he's an ex-broadcaster himself, like an ex-veteran producer, not a TV like Clara, perhaps, his specialty was radio. But, it's in the broadcasting business. And also he is fairly close to Clara's age, maybe a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
I showed him that clip of Clara, after she had the guest on, and then she started in with the check fucking mate and the bullhorn and tugging at her dog's ears and yelling it and calling us when she called us all unemployed losers and felons and psychotics. And I showed him the clip, and he was, to say he was confused
is an understatement.
He was confused. He said, and he's a broadcaster.
Yeah, I think what confuses a lot of people too is the fact that people make money off of it. They're like, wait, what? A lot of people don't they know YouTube from a perspective of maybe they go on YouTube, watch a couple videos here and there, but when you really get into it and see that people are able to make money and to some degree be able to supplement their own income with making certain types of videos, a lot of people are not too familiar with that aspect of YouTube, and when they see it, they're like, wait, what? And then when you see what people are willing to watch, I think is also very shocking for a lot of people. They're like, wait, so people watch these women eat on camera? Yes, that's what they do. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. They watch these women eat on camera, and then they mock them, and they nitpick.
Right.
They're like, what?
And they're like, huh? Like, and people pay for that? Yeah, people pay for that.
People pay for that. Yeah, it's like,
yeah. So
what? People are watching that. Basically, the aunties are traumatizing her and Charlie and a lot of MFers. Oh well.
Wait, who put that up? What up, Brown Girl Life? I don't know if I said what's up to you. No, who put the statement up? Oh, I know this isn't the topic, but our favorite press secretary. Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle.
Wait, let me see. Is it on Twitter? Let me see if I could bring it up on my Twitter. Or is it on YouTube?
Probably Twitter.
They foment a little hate mob for years and now are traumatized by getting a little pushback.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I was shocked at myself for going along with it for even a few months. A lot of people are, Brown Girl Life. Don't feel too bad. A lot of people are. Don't feel too
shit.
bad.
Cali is $5 until December 1st. Oh, no. That's old.
Well, that's old.
Yeah,
and didn't she lower the price to $3 now?
I mean, is this today? Hold on, let me see.
Our favorite press secretary. She's got me blocked.
Oh, on Twitter, okay.
Yeah, she's got me blocked, so I think she's got all of my accounts blocked.
I mean, you gotta let me know which one it is because I think. Can you hear it?
Yeah, barely.
I don't think that motherfuckers understand how traumatizing it is for a creator like myself, Charlie, and the other creator of color to consistently readdress, reassess, try to explain the bullshit with the antis and why we do not fuck with Fatty Gold, Citron Dream, Gaining Ground, Belinda, all them hoes over there who showed their ass, right? And I've been called it out, right? I told y'all about fucking Shady for Christ last year. It's been almost a year and a half. I told y'all about before he even said anything. And here we are. I told y'all motherfuckers.
I mean, need we remind anyone that, yes, you said something about gaining ground and your own friend was willing to gaslight you to be able to collab with him. But let's keep going.
Kidding.
with Belinda because this bitch, I wonder why the fuck she's always getting fucking deleted off of Twitter because of her fucking heinous ass actions. And I don't think that people understand how traumatic it is for a creator like myself to consistently see and have to explain that I don't fuck with the racism and that's why I don't fuck with the people.
Okay, why don't you explain that to the geek room, Callie?
But where's all this smoke for what was just going on? And that's the problem. You know what? I might have to let me see if I could get the other clip, and then we could keep going. I don't want to.
Yeah, no problem.
Whenever I try to speak about this, I try to keep calm as I can. I do. I try to keep as calm as I fucking can. But it is so fucking hard. It is so fucking difficult because I still endure that fucking pain from fucking June, from even the beginning of this year, from fucking everything in my personal life. I endure that shit. I take that shit. I eat that shit up, and I move on with my life because I'm grown, and that's how I'm gonna deal with my shit. However, it irks my soul to have motherfuckers want to come around me and act like they fucking support me and that they're in my corner when the whole time y'all motherfuckers was canceling me, when the whole time y'all was living for the next breakdown, y'all was living for the next fucking rant, when the whole time y'all bitches want to talk shit about me. Yeah. And that's why I don't fuck with anybody.
I mean, where's all that? And wait, what did Belinda do? Why is she putting Belinda into this? But where's all the energy for what just happened? Like with the whole geek room thing. Like, why isn't that being addressed?
Where is that for the geek room? I mean, we've had radio silence from her regarding the geek room, and now she's coming out with this all over the antis.
And my thing is like the whole, I don't speak for the collective. I don't.
No, I know.
I have and I never will. But my thing is that, if you think that it's traumatizing for people to continue to make videos about you or continue to which not many people make videos about Callie. So that's like, to be honest, most people kind of leave Callie out of it. And anyone who makes videos about quote unquote Hater Nation pretty much leaves Callie out of it. But either way, if you think as a person that it's frustrating or it's traumatizing to have videos made about you and to get pushback, imagine how it feels.
Yeah.
For entire panels to be made for 3, 4, 5 hours talking about the same two women, their hygiene, their sex lives, their personal relationships, and that's not traumatizing. Oh, girl, get over it. You a public figure. Well, you are a public figure as well, and you're all public figures. And if it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So if y'all can sit there and create, have live streams and talk and pontificate about what's going on in these people's lives and speculate and all that other shit, then it got to be good for the other side of, to do the same thing. I'm just saying, like, like it doesn't, it always makes me, it's always crazy to me that they don't see that.
No, it's true. It's true. It's like, okay, Callie, I understand your outrage. Now, how about you bring it to the geek room?
Right.
Okay.
Your sis literally changed her name to the Geek Room Stan account.
Well, it's not the first time Charlie would throw her friend Callie under the bus now, wouldn't it?
Right, exactly.
Callie needs new friends, I think.
True.
I think Callie needs new friends.
They never take up for her the way that they go at other people, whatever, like that same fervor. They don't do that shit when it comes to defending Callie. Hell, no, it never happens.
Never happens, and there are times, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Callie, and I probably never will be. And I am one of the few who actually did make videos about her, but there are times I do feel bad for her. Like, I know what she went through with RSN, and I know what she went through. I mean, Real Stream News is a whole other dastardly evil, who, by the way, DC Clara stands. She appeared on RSN's panels, so it's like, Clara, I wonder how she feels, how her buddy, old Craigie Poo at RSN, When we get to Callie, Callie, pick better friends.
Yeah, I mean, her friend. They always say that people are trying to gaslight everyone, right? That was their favorite word for a while. I don't know if you remember that.
It still is.
Their favorite word: gaslight, gaslight, gaslight.
It still is.
And Charlie Gold literally admitted to gaslighting her friend so that she can collaborate with the Gaining Ground.
Yeah, I remember that too, And now, we have Charlie simping so hard for the Geek Room that she calls herself the Geek Room Stan account. And then you have Clara with RSN, who also did Callie wrong. Callie, you need new friends, dear.
Seriously.
You really do. You need new friends.
And she's always trying, like she's always on the limb. And I honestly don't think I have to agree with Peanut on this one, in the sense that I don't think that she would stand by the whole everything that the Geek Room said. I think she's not gonna say anything because Charlie Gold is, riding that train at the moment. So she's not gonna betray the good sis, so to speak. But I don't think she would stand by that. And the problem there, though, is that you're aligning, if you're aligning with your friend's actions, and your friend is out here making a fool of everything that y'all say that you advocate for. It's wild to me that they don't see the irony there, like they don't see the hypocrisy. And yes, Charlie Gold can say, "Oh yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite." But when it comes to your value system, you don't have the right to be a hypocrite, especially when you're going to engage in character assassination of other people for that very thing. So if you're gonna call other people racist, if you're gonna call other people homophobe, if you're gonna throw all these insults at people off the basis of this is what you're an ally, so to speak, then you have to again, I'm like a broken record at this point. Keep the same energy.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the same energy. I'm in absolute agreement. And this is why this all drives me bonkers. Like the double standards, the hypocrisy, all that lovely stuff. And I remember when Callie did her little Twitter bit last summer, and she was saying like how she had her great friends like Zachary Michael, like Michael B. Petty, like Charlie Gold. It's like, oh my God, girl, you seriously need new friends.
Mm-hmm.
You really, really do. It's like in one of my videos, in one of my videos that I did reviewing her when I was reacting to her Twitter thing, because she had come after me over the first video I did about her. And at that time, I was still I wasn't even monetized yet. I was, 500 some odd subscribers. But she was greatly affected by my first video, obviously.
Yeah, they don't take. No. Apocalypse said it. Well, remember when the Hater Nation hate mob appointed itself the agent of accountability? Where's your accountability for forming and pandering to a hate mob? Accountability doesn't count anymore. Yeah,
no, that's not in their world. Not in their world. But, it's like, so. Anyways, when I did that video, I took a clip out of the movie Heathers. And I don't know if anybody knows, it was a movie out of the late 80s.
Oh,
wasn't a box office hit, but damn, it's a classic to me.
It is.
Heathers. Yeah, it is a classic. And I took that scene where Winona Ryder and Christian Slater are outside the convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian Slater says, "Yeah, I don't like your friends either."
Mm-hmm.
I took that and I put it in my last video about her. I said, "I don't like your friends either." It's like, yeah, you need new friends, dear.
Yeah, she does.
You need new friends. Do what you will with your channel, but you need new friends.
And stop fucking caping for these people, man, because look at what they're like. At this point, it's just troll versus troll at this point. Like, Charlie Gold is willing to literally sell herself up the river just to troll people.
Yeah.
And I'm as a person who is, for the most part, very nuanced in how I think about things. I'm able to see both sides of everything. But as a person like that, I'm also a person who is a person of color. So there are certain things that you have to be able to, although you can be nuanced and understand perspective, your, like I say, your value system should be solid. And for her to be so adamant or so like, you know, willing to call someone a racist, but then hear a joke that some of those jokes that were made, and still not be able to say, you know what, maybe I fucked up on this, or maybe I judge these guys the wrong way. No, she gonna double down on the fuck shit and go, yeah. I'm gonna put my name as a Geek Room stand account. It's wild to me. It's very.
It is. It's wild. And here we have Callie, who went on tonight on the Twitter tonight and rehashing grievances that are how many months old? You know, like the gaining ground, probably referring to the Queen of KFC comment, which he has apologized for, I believe.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's time to move on from that, really. And Fatty Gold is long gone. You know,
Yeah.
Citrine Bream is doing Citrine Bream things. And, Citrine Bream is doing Citrine Bream things. And it's like, God, please, can you move on? And then she's on to Belinda, over Belinda because she hearted a comment on her comment section.
She hearted a comment.
Wow. Let's lock Belinda up and throw away the key.
It's like, you know, and if you're going to be that staunch, like if you're going to be a black and white, you know, person when it comes to these sorts of issues, you're free to do that, but you should be that way across the board. If you are a person who's able to say, you know what, that person made a mistake, maybe they misspoke, whatever the case may be, then you also have to lend that grace to people that you may not like. I mean, remember when they got on the gaining ground because the gaining ground said that he wasn't gonna defend what was it, Brianna, when no, not Brianna, Callie, when Citrine Dream said made the minstrel show comment, and everyone was like, "Oh, what kind of ally is he?" It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's,
you know.
Yeah, and so I find it kind of bizarre that tonight of all nights, just on the heels of us finding out about, like, more about the Geek Room, as Charlie would put it, pattern of behavior, which we have seen with the Geek Room. We've seen it. I think it's interesting she would come out on Twitter bringing up these old grievances, but not a word about the Geek Room.
No.
That is...
yeah. It's telling, you know what I mean? It's very telling. No, you know, I remember that when Charlie spent an entire video being disgusted at Foodie Beauty for not realizing that she was the victim in one of her lover stories and shamed her for how this video were her others. Yeah, I remember that video. I saw that reaction. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, she doesn't have any empathy. No one you know. She doesn't. Yeah.
Auntie Apocalypse said their complete radio silence on the Geek Room is simply further evidence for what we already knew. This is cynical deflection.
You know, I'm planning to do another video, and it's probably going to be my first. No, maybe not my first. But I'm planning as one of those streams where it's going to be members only chat for obvious reason, because I don't want to be barraged by trolls.
Right.
I mean, it will be a public stream, but only the members will be allowed to chat, kind of like what Negs does for his membership.
Mm-hmm.
Where it is placed, you know, and I want to talk about, like, this was never about race to begin with.
Mm.
You know, I mean, there may have been some racially insensitive comments from certain people, others outright, you know, like Fatty Gold.
Right.
But overall, it's not about that. And the silence on the Geek Room is pretty telling, as we pointed out.
It's pretty telling.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty indicative. Wait, was there even more that came out today about the Geek Room? Not to my knowledge. We're just talking about Callie on Twitter, but not to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's very telling. It's very telling that there's radio silence. It's very telling that that you have that. I think the radio silence is the biggest tell of where people actually stand on these particular issues. And I'm not even the one that's going to tell Charlie how she should have responded, but I do know one thing is that I don't think the appropriate response would have been to rename your account. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say that you should be wanting. I'm not gonna tell someone how to respond to racism, but what I will say is that I don't know that renaming your account is quite the fight you think it is. Like, you're fighting the wrong battle, man. You're fighting the wrong battle.
Awkward. Hey, Dragon Lion.
It's like, it's cringe, and not only is it cringe, but it's just sad because you're willing to destroy other people's names online for way less. You're willing to completely destroy somebody else's name.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're having Pledge Week for the Geek Room.
Yeah, it is. Where is the energy exactly? DC is claiming that they've welcomed bigotry. We have? We have? Is that they is we?
And by they, I mean Peanut. Next Peanut.
What?
Amber Lily said, and by they, I mean Negs, Peanut, etc.
Right? Oh, I guess. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I wonder what Callie thinks about Charlie saying she wishes she wasn't black. That made me so sad for her. That's a good question, Green Gypsy Bird. And I'm not a therapist, so I'm not even going to begin to try to venture about how Callie would feel about that. And that's up to Callie to herself to discuss that at her own channel. Or I don't know, however.
Dragon Lion. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
It was sad to hear. It was, and that's why I said I don't think her tears were I don't think that they were fake. I believe that her tears were real, but the dynamic between, like, when you have, now how do I put this? Like, when you're looking at society, when you look at the dynamic between, like, white and black people historically, and then when you go further into that and you go into black women, and you go into what up, AK, and you go to the dynamic between black women and white people, and there is so complex that I can understand from the perspective of I guess psychologically why she may feel like that. It's very sad because there are not many other groups of people that are tied so deeply to the color of their skin as black people, but black people have had to be tied to that because it's what's been a defining factor in terms of how they're treated in society, at least in America, from the inception of America. So over the formation of America, I should say. So, I get it, and I can understand why she feels like that. And it was very sad to hear. And it was very unfortunate because it speaks to the deeper problem and why she is, or why she does attack the people that she attacks the way that she does, because of how she looks at, because of probably how even she feels about herself.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew, I think most of us knew Charlie was projecting her own self-hatred, but she did kind of confirm when she said, I wish there are days, or she said she wished she wasn't black, and I thought, oh my God. Oh my God. Not that made me feel sorry for her. It didn't, because I find her that despicable, but I thought, oh my God.
Yeah, I felt bad for her. I felt bad.
No, that's fine. And that's fine. We're not going to agree on everything, right? We're not going to agree on everything. And
no.
We're chatting. We're chatting. And I thought, yes, many black people, she's not the only one who's suffered from racism or racial profiling, or she's not the only one. And I'm thinking there are black people who are proud of being black.
Yeah.
Despite the struggles, despite whatever racial struggles, they are proud of being who they are.
Right. Well, that's how you know that there's something, much deeper there. There's something much more, there's a deeper issue there when it comes to how she looks at herself, her perspective on her own skin tone. And it's unfortunate because, growing up and being in a predominantly growing up in a predominantly black neighborhood, most of my family is black. My grandmother is black. Like it is. I've known every. I've seen the different complexes that do come from being a black woman in this. I haven't lived it because I do have a lighter skin tone. So I don't come across certain things that a black woman will come across. However, with that being said, like I said, I've seen other women in my life who, some are extremely proud to be black, some have those complexes themselves. So I understand how that can manifest depending on what your life experience has been. So it made me feel bad for her, but I also feel like, if you feel, I get that, I can understand that feeling from the outside. From an objective standpoint, I could say, yeah, that I could see that, I get that. But then at the same time, how do you co-sign people who have made those sorts of comments and made you feel that way, when people who have done less, you're ready to attack?
Just hang on a second. I want to read Dragon Lion's comment out loud, because I didn't know that Charlie Gold actually came out and said that. So let's read Dragon Lion. I think it was gross when she said Chantal's sickness. I gather we were referring to Chantal's recent visit to the ER, I think. Chantal's sickness was basically karma, and she didn't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. Whatever little sympathy I may have been making an effort to muster is all gone now. Oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord. Okay, Dragon Lion once again, but Callie surprisingly pulled through with a decent video. Right on. Thank you for the update, Dragon Lion. Right on.
Yeah, thank you.
No, Callie, on the other hand, she can have her moments of compassion. She can, and I'm going to give credit. And I always try to give credit where it's due, even with people I fundamentally disagree with on pretty much every level. So I'm going to, yeah. So, okay, cool. Yeah. So right on. I'm glad Callie did that. I'm glad. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I didn't know about it. Dragon Lion just informed us.
I'm not familiar with. I didn't know she came out with another one.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Dragon Lion. Much appreciated. Charlie is trolling hard with that Twitter name. All chips in. If her channel was worth anything at this point, she wouldn't have done so.
No, she wouldn't have.
Yeah, I'm not understanding the mental gymnastics here. Maybe I'm just too damn old. I don't know. Dragon Lion again. I think she just liked the Geek Room because it gives her a platform to troll that much more. Yeah, I can see that. You, Nova?
I think she just likes the Geek Room. Yeah, but I guess for me, I feel like, what's the point of trolling on a much smaller platform?
That's my thing too. I'm with you on that. Like, why are you going to a smaller platform?
Like, you have a huge platform. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
her reach is huge right now. I mean, relative to the Geek Room.
Your views may have tanked, but your views may have tanked, but you still have a much bigger platform than they do. And that was the thing, she was on the next day crying, about Sam's remark, Sam's racist remark. And I'm thinking in my head, why aren't you at your own channel with a much bigger audience and a much bigger subscriber base talking about this? Why are you using the smaller channel to do that?
I think she's still trying to save face for her own channel, though. If you look at like the people that she's associated with, I mean, some of the things that she's nailed people for, people that she supports have said similarly. Like what we noted earlier, Anna Roberts has a lot of controversial opinions.
Yeah, that he does, and we mentioned those earlier.
Right.
You mentioned those earlier. Him too. He apparently is very quiet. I just heard in the chat, and that was news to me, that he's apparently anti-Black Lives Matter.
Right, he's an avid anti-masker.
Yeah, and he's a COVID, and he's. Oh God, Michelle's gonna put this in the YouTube popo on me. Sorry, Michelle. Michelle tries to keep me out of trouble. But let's go to anti-apocalypse. Let me save face myself. I'm going to anti-apocalypse at Dragon Lion. It is gross, honest but gross. Amazing that she feels herself to be so much better than the women she targets when her character is so impoverished. So true. Hey, Chicken Shades, glad to have you. Dragon Lion, yeah, she clearly has a lot of pent-up angst that needs to be released.
Oh yeah. Shakespeare, I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Yeah, no problem. I'll just continue here. Michelle, or that dragon, Amber, apparently she can get away with things saying it there. Yeah, and she can't at her own channel. Michelle, okay, from Dragonland. Michelle, exactly, which is why she's sucking up to them. I highly doubt she watched any of their lives before. I never heard of the Geek Room until Negs started reacting to them, to be honest. Honestly, I have never heard of them until Negs reacted to them. Dragon Lion, she can't even watch a live of theirs when she isn't in it. Uh-huh. Yes, because somebody has to be the star. Amber Lily, Michelle R. She lost it. Oh, really, Amber? She lost another 1,000 subs. She's not that big of a channel that she's going to lose subs and get canceled. Shane Dawson style is just going to be a slow decline. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one, Amber Lynn. And Amber Lily. Sorry. Amber Lily. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. I apologize. People should be proud of whatever heritage they have. I agree with you there, Michelle. I agree with you there. They both benefit. The Mutual Admiration Society. Michelle R. Amber Lily. Amber really didn't know all this. She has lost a lot of subs. Surprising by what you're saying. She might lose them soon. AK. I mean, I feel bad for Charlie. It must be hard hating yourself that much, but it's not an excuse to take it out on everyone around you. I agree with you 100%, AK. You know how she always says, like to Chantal and Amber Lynn, to go get therapy? But she claims she gets therapy. What's therapy doing for you, Charlie? What's it doing for you?
Yeah, she needs therapy. I'm back. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just catching up with the chat. AK, very true. Callie is just blinded by emotion. She isn't a bitch. Yeah, I'll go with you on that one. No one, like I said, I am not a Callie fan. I probably never will be, but I'll give credit where it's due. LOL. I'm way too invested in all of this.
Join the club, Dragonline.
Hello. You're not alone, Dragonline. It's okay. Hey, Chicken Shades. By the time you begin using your damage as a cudgel, is that a typo? I've never seen this word before. Cudgel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the word, Nova?
Cudgel? Yeah. Damn. How would I define it? Ugh. I don't know how to articulate the definition. I understand how it's being used, but let me. I'm gonna get it. Cudgel, because I'm familiar with it. It's sort of like I guess another word for like a crutch, but
Okay.
I mean, oh, a short, thick stick used as a weapon. So using it like as a like weaponizing it.
Yeah.
Cudgel is like
Okay.
weaponizing it.
I learn something new every day.
Apocalypse is always hitting me with new words.
Yes.
Even if I know them, like she's always hitting me with a new word.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. We have Belinda for our spirituality and our real news. And we have Auntie Apocalypse for her wisdom. Brown Girl Life. Auntie, was it you who said Charlie was trying to get Chantal to rage post to get the heat off her for TTR? Really? Wouldn't surprise me. Really?
And Charlie was trying to get Chantal to rage post. Oh man, it wouldn't surprise me though because she tends to poke at Chantal a lot. I mean, they've made jokes about it on stream. Like, oh, Chantal's gonna be so mad at this.
Yeah, no, I've heard those too. And that tweet that Charlie did a while back. Don't feel bad. I'm making money off the pathetic life of Chantal or something along those lines.
Yep.
I can't remember the exact verbiage. I have trouble remembering what I had for breakfast. So, yeah, well, that's it. Lauren, I believe it's because she knows she's already on thin ice with most of her channel audience. Only diehards follow her everywhere. There seem to be still plenty of those. But if her views are tanking, it means no one is watching or engaging, and probably just don't go as far as unsubbing because they DGAF or look for her channel.
Don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm old, all right? I'm old and I'm not cool. I'm from the early 1700s. I don't keep up with the high school kids. Okay. Charlie is impulsive and passive aggressive. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. Brown Girl Life, it was not me, but I can't imagine that being true. I feel like I saw that comment somewhere too. I said before she can get away with saying it, and there she says on her channel she will get canceled. Okay? I had to stop watching Alan. He went right-wing crazy. Fair enough. Wasn't he always right-wing though?
But it really started to take a turn when the whole 19 happened. Then he really started going mask off. Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. I always thought he was. I don't know, like when I hear him talk, you know?
I think he sort of rode a fine line, with good, which I can understand because he has a business. But once everything started happening with the lockdowns and all that, he definitely.
Yeah, the mask came off.
Mask slipped right off, yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Well, no, maybe I intended. I don't know. Maybe I intended. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I'll leave it to your imagination. I'll leave that to your imagination. I saw it somewhere, and I absolutely agree. Whenever things get hot for her, she pokes at Chantal to try to deflect.
True.
Yep, that's the classic modus operandi. Is she still going to pick at her now? Oh, yeah, we just got that response earlier that she says it's karma that Chantal got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Real classy. Real classy. No one, yeah. And the benefit to have somewhere say whatever with being canceled. Cudgel is a club. Thank you, AK. Like I said, I learn something new every day.
All the time.
All the time. Of course, I forget half of it, but that's another thing. I cannot imagine what awful therapists they have if they enable this behavior as constructive and adaptive. And I've said this before. Can you imagine someone like OPS and Charlie? They go to their therapist and they say, well, I make YouTube videos slamming even more obese women who are also mentally ill.
There's no way they're telling the therapist these things. No way.
No, I'm just saying, can you imagine?
Yeah, no. I mean, a therapist, like anytime I've been in therapy, that would automatically have you have to have a moment of introspection. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like, and you have to think about a therapist would never sign off on it.
No, exactly. She is literally getting to 1/10 of the views. Yeah, that's true, Auntie. She had this time last year, and she's not going to get that back. Let's get that out of the way. She's not going to get that back.
It's a dying community.
It is a dying community. Alan was right wing, but the bronositis, as Belinda would put it, over the edge. Typical for fear-based ranting.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that with him too, and it's like, he advocates that you should be able to self-evaluate your risks, and if you are healthy, then just go on with your life. Well, it's not that simple. It's proven to be not that simple. Okay, Auntie. So we're thinking
he's sort of like the textbook of like, because I don't have, I think that he has good information when it comes to certain things, but he's sort of like the lesson in staying in your lane. You're not a scientist. You're not an epidemiologist. Stay in your lane. Like, do your thing.
Exactly.
And that's not your field of expertise. Not that you can't have an opinion, but when when you're talking about, if it was just everyone healthy, stay home. Everyone who isn't, everyone who's healthy, you could go out and live your life. Everyone who's not healthy, stay home. If it was that simple, then it would have been done a long time ago. Not only that, United States is riddled with disease. We have heart disease is huge, high blood pressure, diabetes. Like, we have an unhealthy society. So it's not just as simple as, oh, well, stay home if you're unhealthy. What about if you're unhealthy but your husband is healthy? So he goes out, he works, blah blah blah. He comes and brings it back to you. It's not as cut. It's not as black and white as that.
Yeah, look what Brown Girl Life wrote. I told my therapist about HN. She wanted me off Twatter.
Yeah, there.
Well, she listened to the therapist. She's not on Twatter no more. She's not on Twatter no more. She's listening to her therapist.
Right.
Yes, Michelle, I know. My verbiage is slipping. I know. One of them claimed their therapist signed up. What? I can't remember which one said that, but I did wonder how.
I believe.
It was her? Oh, you remember? You did.
It was, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Thanks, Michelle, for posting the links. Yeah, that's the obnoxious e-begging portion. Also, as you see the list, Mad Hatters. You want to become a Mad Hatter like these awesome individuals. Feel free to click the join button. You can find the join button through the super chat button, or click the button next to the subscribe below the video. If you become a Mad Hatter, we are all mad here, and that's a wonderful thing. And you can get access to some cool hat emojis to use in the live chats. Plus, you can have, what else can you have? Early access to videos that I premiere later. You'll have early access ad-free. And now that I've got 10 new members, once per week, I will be doing a public live stream where only the members will be allowed to chat. So we're probably gonna have our first one this week, assuming I still hang on to the 10 I have, of course. So, and I want to thank Michelle R, Isabella Strauss, Michael B. Sweatiers, Hater Nation News Network, and as you can see, we do not put Belinda in the corner. Next, Scott Stevens, Silvana G, and Lely T. And Searching for Keys, who was in here earlier, she just joined. He is the latest Mad Hatter to join, and we are certainly welcoming her with open arms. So, yeah, check that out. Also, the links that Michelle just posted for one-time donations, you can check out. You can donate through PayPal. Rest assured, any information on the PayPal remains confidential. It is sacrosanct. You can check out my merch store. Maybe get some ideas for Christmas gifts. Check my merch store out. And you join our Discord server if you haven't done so already. You must be 18 and up to join. And we have rooms to suit all tastes. It's a pretty chill group. We're pretty drama-free. So those are the ways you could support the channel and also join the Discord. And I hope I was entertaining enough for Michelle, because we know that Michelle lives for it. Michelle lives for the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. Yeah. So there's the ways you can support the channel and all that lovely stuff. So let's get back to the chat for a second. God, I'm way behind. Much love to the Mad Hatters. Thank you, Resting Bitch Face. Thank you. Okay. Yes. If you can join, absolutely. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. Doing the members only chat is the best. Yeah, I'm gonna have. It will be a public stream, but only the chat will be members only. Eventually, I may get into private members only streams, but
she has private ones.
Yeah, I know, but that I'm going to have to start another tier for that. I would have to start another tier for that. I think for the price, I'd have to start a whole other tier for that. But for now, it'll be one public stream per week where only the members are allowed to chat, kind of like what Negs does over at his place. Yes, Negs, I'm stealing your ideas. So, he won't mind. He won't mind. I come by it honestly. He won't mind. So that's what you get. Michelle R. Lauren, and the way they say it, they said it. So, I don't have to get the po-po. Much love to the Mad Hatters. Thank you. So here we go. Let's go. Brown Girl Life. Next, Charlie React. Brown Girl Life's therapist. Cram your opinions up your crusty back. Anti-apocalypse. What happened? Did you all of a sudden, did Kate Winslet get hold of your keyboard? Is that something Kate Winslet would? That's something Kate Winslet would say. Did Kate Winslet get a hold of your keyboard? Michelle, I will tomorrow. My laptop is way upstairs. It's a long walk. That's okay, Green Gypsy Bird. If you want to join, it's still there. You can join at any time. Don't worry about it. You can join at any time. It keeps the trolls out of the chats. Yeah. GGB, no problema. Knowing you know, life is more fun where everything is accessible. LOL, it's hard for me to dump money on disability. I hear you, know when you know. I hear you. And this is not popular. If you can't afford to, I'm still going to continue providing the content that I always do for all of you. And no, I don't love you any less. So don't worry about it. I know, like yourself, a lot of people are struggling. I just put it out there for those who want to and who can, who may want to and they can also, And yes, we would definitely look forward to another Mad Hatter because we're all mad here and it's a wonderful thing. It's something Charlie would say. What's something Charlie would say, Auntie? What's that?
I guess the Brown Girl Life next Charlie. Charlie, Brown Girl's Life therapist. Cram your opinions up your crusty fat ass. Or something Charlie Go would say.
Yeah. It's okay, no one, we love you too. We still love you. Like I said, I understand. We talked about it all through the chat that people are going through hard times.
Yeah.
This is, I just put it out there, for a few reasons, because we know Michelle likes the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. We know she likes it. Makes her night. And secondly, as somebody once pointed out to me, closed mouths don't get fed, Yep. Yeah.
I still have to get better at doing that. Like I rarely put out I'm getting used to putting out the Patreon and all that other stuff, but it's something that I'm not even used to.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, you're very welcome. No one, you don't even have to thank me for being compassionate. You don't even have to thank me for that. We're compassionate people here. We really are, except for
in spite of what people think.
In spite of what people think, exactly. In spite of what people think. Being the unemployed loser that I am, it's like, and because my channel is so trashy,
this place is a dump.
This is a dump. We're coming here to slum, because we keep things classy around here. We keep things classy. We ended up talking a lot about Hater Nation. I'm gonna have to change the title of this video, which I will, because and I'll put some. So I'm gonna change the title of the video. I'll just say Olivia Jade and yes, Hater Nation. No,
can't help it.
Because if people are coming in for the replay, they will get all the Olivia Jade stuff earlier on. But if they're catching it in the middle and they hear us talking about Hater Nation, title is kind of misleading as it is. So when I get off, I'm going to be changing the title so people know what they're getting. So I didn't, I don't intentionally to be minced. Sometimes I guess it's hard for us to avoid, isn't it, Nova?
I mean, at this point, the one of the things that comes with when your commentary is on certain people, when new developments happen, people are going to want to know what you think about it. So it's even if you don't intend to talk about them, something happens. There you go. Now you got to talk about them.
Now you got to talk about them. No, I'm going to change the title. When I jump off, I will be changing the title of the stream. Don't worry about that. More water drama. What's happening now, Green Gypsy Bird? Leave a like. Yes, please leave a like on the way out the door.
Yeah, what's happening on Twitter?
Yeah, what's happening on Twitter? Oh, from whom this time? No one you know. But still stay anyway. Absolutely still stay. Oh, future Mrs. Becky. Oh my God, her. Oh my God. That one. Oh my God. I had heard she was Pet Skellington on Kiwi Farms.
Oh, really?
I had heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, let me put that out there. Just let me put that there. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm saying I heard it was. And if it's true, Pet Skellington is putting out very different stuff on the farms than she does on Twitter. Very different. What am I doing on this busted stream? Oh, yeah, that's the word Clara used. Thank you, Arbia.
Busted.
That's exactly the word Clara used, yeah. Oh.
So what did she say about Gaining Grounds? Was it Gaining Grounds or yours? She said sparsely attended. Yo, DC is wild. Yo.
Oh my God! No, she called my stream busted. She called
she called yours busted. I think she's called Gaining Ground sparsely attended.
Yeah,
wild, yo.
I had no idea she was going to make an appearance in my chat last night. I knew she would be lurking. I mean, the idea of Tina and me on the same panel would definitely get her.
Exactly.
It definitely would have gotten her juices going, but
she probably would have been in here today had the title been different.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. No, I'm going to change the title because I don't want to mislead my audience. For those who missed it, I don't want to mislead. And yeah, if that drives Clara up a wall, so be it. But at least I want to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, she's mad at Peanut. She's mad at me. She's mad at the Gaining Ground. She's mad at Sama, of course. She's mad at you because you don't do your research.
I don't do my research.
She's mad at Shakara Transformation because she's not a doctor. She's mad at Ilona Shakara Transformation because she's not a doctor. She is there someone besides her hater friends? But she's not. Besides her hater friends, is there somebody else she's not mad at? I mean, come on.
She don't like anybody.
No,
that account Bubble Butt Booty Meat Jones put out. Turns out the person who said they wanted to commit a hate crime against Charlie is really good friends with the Gaining Ground, but I don't know.
So apparently, the person in the live.
Oh, I don't want to play that because I don't know what they're gonna say, but it's you know what it is too. It's a lot of noise.
It is.
It's a constant back and forth. Oh well, you did this. Oh, you did that. You did this, and so there's all this noise and there's all these compounding things, and so the actual issues never really get addressed.
Oh my God. They accused Ilona of being racist, and I was like, where did that come
I
from?
saw that. Yes.
Ilona's racist too now?
Yeah, now alone is racist. Yep.
Okay, duly noted. Good to know. Yeah, because she's blonde and she's Dutch, right? Okay.
It's like I was like, wait, what? Where did that come from? Like,
You know, so Clara is just big mad. Oh, yeah. Except of course there are certain precious people. Oh my god, my god. Who's saying that Gigi's instigating a hate crime on Charlie Gold?
it's that account, the bubble butt booty meat Jones.
Oh my god, her.
Yeah.
It's another one who is.
It's an audio clip though, so I don't want to play it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you haven't heard it before, it's probably better we don't play it here.
Yeah.
Heard it before because we don't know what she's spewing. That could
exactly
strike on my channel.
Exactly.
And maybe that's something she'd love to see. But no, that's another one. That's another one. You know, she was one and really doing badly. You know, she was. You know, yeah, I can see Gaining Ground getting a posse together. Really? I swear to God, do these people... I've heard of YouTubers inventing their own drama in order to maintain clout. But this one is...
This is a lot. It's a whole lot.
This is... Oh, she's calling Peanut... Or she's just calling Peanut a racist. Oh, okay. So, in other words, just another Sunday.
Another day.
Yeah, the Popo will be back. Yeah, you see, Michelle will send those police cars and bullhorns if we play the audio. So we're not going to
play that.
We're not going to do that
because there's certain accounts that you don't know what to expect. Like, you know that they may say something problematic, so you got to be careful with those.
We're not going to take chances because this is all about self-preservation here in this moment. It's not for her. It's for me.
Exactly.
It's about my self-preservation and the preservation of my channel. So it's like, God, you guys distract me and made me overcook my noodles. Honestly, it's homophobic. Uh-oh. Please, homophobic. You cooked Belinda's hair?
You overcooked Belinda's hair.
You cooked Belinda's hair? Lauren. You cooked.
Yeah, I overcooked my tea too, so it makes two of us.
No offense to the Gaining Ground, but he is literally the least aggressive person. I'm pretty sure my guinea pig could take him down. There you go. Yeah, I can't imagine. He doesn't have a violent bone in his body. I can't imagine. Lauren, you leave the noodle feller alone. That's silly. Say that. Thank you for saying it for me because I can't. It's like
hillbilly phobic. That's funny.
Hillbilly phobic. It's like so. If Belinda is bald, we know why. Yeah, because Lauren overcooked their hair.
Lauren, God. Shame on you, Lauren.
Shame on you, Lauren. Learn to cook, man. It's like it was in a tweet from this week sometime. I see. Okay. It's like, oh my God.
Fedora, I have to actually go.
Yes,
I have to take care of something before I
have
to actually make some tea and because my throat is killing me. So
don't cook Belinda's hair.
I'm sorry?
Don't cook Belinda's hair.
No, I won't. But I want to thank you for having me. Everyone, thank you for coming out, for hanging out with us. And I hope you guys were entertained and had a good time. Fedora, thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. And you're always welcome back here. You know that.
Absolutely. I will be back soon. And for anyone, if you haven't done so already, go subscribe at Novareii. Novareii.
Her channel link is in the pinned comment below this video. So You'll be able to click from here and go there and go there. Go show Yoda Ray some love.
Yoda Ray. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm gonna be live tomorrow. So
all right,
cool. Tomorrow. All right, everyone. Peace.
Okay. Peace out. All right. So that leaves yours truly, and I'm going to be jumping off soon. Just some final words. I'm going to change the title of this stream because I don't want to mislead my audience who may be coming to watch in replay. So I'm just going to title it something like Olivia Jade and Haydur Nation Update, something along those lines. Please, if you're new here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Please give a thumbs up on the way out the door. If you hated this stream, give a thumbs down. And give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. It's all engagement around here. One last time with feeling the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. If you want to join the list of Mad Hatters, just click the super chat button and hit join. And you can become a Mad Hatter like these lovely people on the list here. You get your name added as well. Also, for one-time donations, you can go through PayPal. Rest assured, all your information remains confidential. And all that lovely stuff. Christmas is coming, so how about checking out my merch store? You can find some cool stuff there. Make some nice, unique Christmas gifts. And also, if you haven't joined our Discord server, please consider doing so. We are an awesome group of people. We're relatively drama-free. You must be 18 and up to join. And that concludes the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. All links, of course, are in the description box of this video. Once again, the link to Nova Ray's channel is in the pinned comment below. So if you want to, once I jump off you, or right now if you want, you can just click that link and you'll be taken directly to Nova Ray's channel. And so here we go. Let's address the last remarks on the chat. Okay, the last remarks before we go. RBF, I used to date a hillbilly. Her family lives lovely. It was like a whole family of Belindas. That's so cool. And I bet it was a lot of fun, you know, going to their family's home. That's so cool. Yeah. Thank you for showing our emojis. Yes. When you become a Mad Hatter, you have access to some cool emojis that Michelle just displayed during live chats. Auntie, yes, but I'm an educated, well-traveled hillbilly. The unicorn of hillbillies. Right on, RBF. Right on. Ooh, fancy pears. Wonder what Belinda would call. I wonder what Belinda would call it. Yeah. Yep, I'm a fancy hillbilly. I'm a fancy hillbilly. There you go. There you have it. So anyways, it's been over 3 hours. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, I always enjoy having Nova Ray on. It's always a lot of fun. We end up doing marathon streams together. Time flies when you're having fun. So thank you all for coming in. Thanks again for the super chats and the new membership. You are all awesome. Bye, all fun chat. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Unprotected Lex. Thank you for stopping by. So please take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, especially during this holiday season, during these challenging times, please, if there's somebody vulnerable and alone in your midst, please do take the time to check in on them. It's more important than ever nowadays. Give them a phone call, DM them on social media if they've got it, or text them, or even carrier pigeon. That little time you spend listening to them, it sometimes makes all the difference in the world to them. So that's it. Thanks all. Good night. And I'll see you all in the next one. Love each other. You're all absolutely right, RBF. So yeah, I'm going to be taking the day off tomorrow because I have a lot of appointments. And I'm probably going to be dead tired when I get home. So unless there's something big and earth-shattering happening on the Twitter or in social media land, I'm likely going to take tomorrow off and probably come back on Tuesday with either an upload or another live stream. And once again, I'll be changing the title as soon as I jump off. Have a great night, everybody. I appreciate you all.